on your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today, CoolToday.com.
Fast food doesn't always have to sound like this. When you buy fresh from Florida, fast food can sound like this. Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny, fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
The biggest horse race of the year is here, and there's no better time to get in on the action with FanDuel Racing, because right now all customers can get a no-sweat derby bet up to $20. That means you'll get up to $20 back if your win bet doesn't win. The FanDuel Racing app is super easy to use, safe, and secure, and when you win, you get paid fast. So don't miss out. The Derby is coming up this Saturday. It's the most watched horse race in the world and the longest continuously running sports event in the country. Get in on the excitement and tradition of the Run for the Roses this Saturday. The FanDuel Racing app has all the horse racing action. Visit racing.fanduel.com/DerbyFL for your chance to get a no-sweat derby bet up to $20 on FanDuel Racing. That's racing.fanduel.com/DerbyFL. Age and residency restrictions apply. Offer valid on first Derby win wager. Refund issued in non-withdrawable racing site credit that expires on 6/12/23. Restrictions apply. See terms at racing.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Do you have information about a violent crime? Help solve crimes with your anonymous tips at crimeline.org. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your tips make a difference. Say it here. It's anonymous at crimeline.org. Paid by CSTF.
Dunkin' wants to raise a cup to our brave nurses for their commitment to helping all of us. On May 6th, Dunkin' is celebrating Nurses Day by offering nurses a free medium iced or hot coffee. Just mention you're a nurse while ordering. Our nation's nurses are heroes, so let's continue to celebrate them with free coffee at participating Dunkin' locations on May 6th. Offer participation may vary. Excludes cold brew and nitro cold brew. Limit 1 per guest. Not valid on mobile orders. No ID required. America runs on Dunkin'.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
The podcast, Silenced, The Radio Murders, explores the unsolved homicides of 3 disc jockeys in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. It's an investigation that exposes corruption and drug trafficking, painting a portrait of Miami as a forward operating base for the CIA.
They were using their newfound freedom and the radio airwaves to ignite a revolution. That's when the killing started.
Listen to Silenced, The Radio Murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial Pound Law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANK. B-A-N-K. Bank. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. Lots to get to today. From the spy balloons are back, to a truck spills 1 million bees on the road, and a major website gets blocked in Utah. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, Hello, Sealand.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. As always, all you need to do is send us a dispatch. You do that over at thenewsjunkie.com or in the app. You can also watch us live on YouTube or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie.
YouTube.
Your messages rolling right into the studio in real time.
Watch us on YouTube.
I know, I remember that thing. Not Facebook anymore. It is a Share the Show Tuesday. That's right, everybody. That means you share the show. Tell somebody about the News Junkie Radio Show. Everybody who's watching on YouTube right now, the click heard round the world. Everybody,
smash it.
Gather your mouses. Get your fingers ready.
Oh,
3,
heard that before.
2, 1. Click the like button.
Oh, yeah.
Click
oh,
it.
yeah.
You're sharing the show just like that. Everybody out there, spread the word today. We appreciate that. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Hanging in there.
I'm a shell of a woman. You?
Well, what's going on over
I'm just so tired. I'm so tired.
I didn't expect that response. It's a late night last night with the karaoke.
Yeah, but it was a great crowd. I mean, I am just so blown away by the talent that is in existence in this town and just mostly around me at any point. I think that I can hold a tune, and then I hear this woman last night in which I had chills all over my body, and I thought to myself, I will never, ever be a good singer.
Hey, I thought you're not supposed to be great at karaoke.
Oh
I
my
thought,
God,
like,
this
the
woman was
point of
incredible.
karaoke.
It's kind of awkward when they are. You're right.
Yeah.
It's like it's like, okay, show off. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Go out. You're a professional. I get it. I know what you're doing. And then when somebody comes in that's like just barely really good, like just like, whoa, that's actually pretty impressive. That's the winner right there, I think.
But it was a good time. Our friend Cooch, he's been a friend of the show for a long time. When we first met him, he was Billy Mays.
Oh, yeah.
And then he has since transitioned to Santa Claus.
Okay.
And
what an evolution.
And him and his wife showed up last night, and he tore down the house with Shout. I mean, the entire place was a rumbling.
That's when you really got to get into. If you're going to go for it, go for it. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great big wide world of ours. And we go to a dumpster in West Virginia. It's a sports dumpster. Well, it kind of is.
This
in a
show
way.
is a sports dumpster.
That's not untrue.
That's the title.
That's not untrue. So this principal at this West Virginia school is headed by the dumpster. He's going to clean things up or, do whatever he wants to do. His principal duties, I guess.
Is that part of the job
Well,
requirements?
it's a smaller school, so they got to
Okay.
spread things around. And plus, Sealand doesn't like custodians and janitors, so people have started to do away
I'm
with
fine
them.
with janitors.
Not custodians?
I'm fine with the
What's the
janitors are
difference?
custodians.
Yeah, it's the same
I
thing.
think it's this. I think one of them sounds fancier than the other.
Yeah, it does. Custodian is like, oh,
It's
wow.
like
it's like lavatory.
Yeah.
when you don't want to tell somebody you're a janitor, you say you're a master of the custodial arts.
It sounds so much better.
But I never said I didn't like them. I just said they're not crafting young minds.
They are.
They're not shaping young minds.
They're amazing people, and so
They're
is this.
just cleaning young toilets.
Watch your kid's best friend ends up being a janitor.
It
As
could
long
be.
as it's not my kid.
Yeah. Got to dodge that bullet.
Draw the line.
So here goes the principal. He's going by this dumpster. And by the way, this is up on See It Now for the visual. Check that out at thenewsjunkie.com. Watch what happens next.
Outside, a principal in West Virginia got the shock of his life
Here he
this
goes.
morning when he unlocked a
Let's just unlock this dumpster here and see what happens.
dumpster behind the school, and a black bear jumped out. Wait for it.
Oh, my God.
Luckily, the
Dude,
bear
Oh, my
full
God.
on books it.
Could you imagine?
My favorite part is not only does he book it, the bear books it too. The bear's like, damn, thanks, bro.
Yeah, because that bear, how long has it been stuck in the locked dumpster?
No idea. Like, it must have climbed in there to try to get some food.
How locked is the dumpster if a damn giant black bear can't
Here's the
bear
thing.
paw his way out of it?
It has the locking mechanism so bears can't get in.
Yeah.
So whoever locked it didn't notice that the bear had already climbed inside.
Yeah, he was chilling in there. You just see
bear
him.
jumped out. Wait for it. Luckily, the bear appeared just as scared and ran away. You can see the principal having to catch his breath. Afterward, officials think the bear squeezed into the dumpster overnight for a snack and couldn't get out.
That guy is in full-on freak-out mode,
Hell
as
no.
I would be. I would, of all the things you would expect in that moment, not a bear. Now, you're not going to be thinking that's going to be on the agenda for the day. We have lots on our agenda for today. Folks, don't panic, but the Hollywood writer strike is on, all right? It's happening officially. As of midnight, the Hollywood writers' strike is on, and that means that a lot of the shows that you watch are going to be facing some problems.
Okay.
For instance, immediately all of the late night shows are done. They're going to run reruns.
And that means the talent as well, also on strike.
Yeah.
Or they just have nothing
anybody
to do.
who's a member of the Writers Guild would be on strike because they're asking for more money, and they say things have evolved a lot with streaming technology, which they're right about, and they want a fair wage, yada, yada, yada. So they're fighting for this, and they have started their strike. All the late night shows go into reruns, and that lasts for as long as this goes on for. Last writer's strike, I think, was 100 days. So that's a long time for them to be.
Was that
just chilling.
07, 08?
I think so, around there somewhere.
And they haven't gotten a raise since?
I don't know if they have or haven't, or maybe they do this more often than I think, but they've stopped as of now. And the weird thing is, they're saying they're in the process of figuring out what to do with Saturday Night Live this weekend with Pete Davidson.
Yeah, well,
Why would that be any different, though?
Because
he used to write for them?
No, because I don't know if there are a lot of members of the SNL cast that are part of the Writers Guild, but I would assume that some of the writers are.
Yeah,
now
I would almost have to be.
Colin Jost is the head writer and also one of the anchors in Weekend Update. So if he's in the Writers Guild, it kind of screws him out of doing it. Like
now, technically, he could do it. But then you're going to get...
You're crossing party lines.
What do they call it? Scab. You're a scab if you do that.
Okay. But the other thing is, with a show like SNL, they're constantly... I mean, this is only, day 3? Mm-hmm. Sunday being day 1, unless they just take Sunday off. So this is day 2 or 3 of working this week to get up to Saturday's show. There's going to be constant writing changes. And if nobody's able to write, then
what are you going to do?
They might kind of be screwed.
But is Saturday Night Live the type that show is going to go on regardless?
Well, that's what they're talking about.
I read an article somewhere, and I only read the headline. I didn't click into it because I didn't know if this strike thing was going to happen or not.
Typical.
But I saw somewhere that suggested that Saturday Night Live is like first to get hit if there's a writer's strike.
Yeah, because they rely so much on it. And so did the late night shows, obviously. The other shows, the writers have probably already done their work, right? So if you're watching a TV show and you're in the middle of it, if they've already done all this stuff, they'll still air all those shows. They just won't be creating new stuff in the meantime. So you might see a little bit of that.
After that last big writer's strike, like the huge one that everybody was talking about, and a lot of the shows a lot of the late night shows took on different names and just did like a bastardized version of their own show until everybody could figure it out. But
almost like pandemic shows or something.
Yeah, it was kind of an early version of how pandemic shows went. But when the strike ended, the first episode of The Office that they filmed was the dinner party.
Oh, really?
So as cringe as that episode was, behind the scenes, they were all just happy to be able to get back to work and hang out together again and do the show.
Yeah, so they said right now, Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon.
This is perfect timing for James Corden, I think.
Yeah, right?
It's like, I got out of here and the whole thing falls down.
Who is this strike against? Who has to make the moves in order for them to, unstrike?
I guess it's the Writers Guild versus all of the entertainment companies that they bargain with. And they want more money for streaming. They want more money. Oh, they want better hours. There's a lot of different things that they're fighting for. You know what? Our friend, the cameraman who works on these productions, Hollywood Brad would certainly know more about this. So if he can hit us up with an email from his side, that'd be interesting. tips@thenewsjunkie.com. We'll keep an eye on all of that and see what's happening with it. And today, a sad day for our friends in the state of Utah. I'm sorry to tell you this. It's terrible news, I know. But as they try to load up Pornhub.com today, they are greeted with this message. Dear user, as you may know, your elected officials in Utah are requiring us to verify your age before allowing you access to Pornhub.com. While safety and compliance are at the forefront of our mission, giving your ID card every time you want to visit an adult platform is not the most effective solution for protecting our users, and in fact will put children and your privacy at risk. So they said they are shutting down Pornhub.com in the state of Utah. So many people
getting ready to just let loose on their bodies.
Meanwhile, VPN in the state of Utah.
Also, just Pornhub, though, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's the only one.
If you go
I
to
think.
X Hamster or RedTube,
unless they follow suit, but Pornhub has done it for sure. And C-Lane's right. If I was like NordVPN or something, I would run a giant ad campaign right now in the state of Utah and be like, any sites maybe that aren't working for you? We've got a way around.
So,
Want Pornhub to think you're in Colorado?
these are the things that they're going to be missing out on. Because I remember at the beginning of the year,
you were about to start naming porns.
No, I will
on the front page right now.
At the end of the year, Pornhub releases like by state. What do they search for the most? And it was at the end of last year. Utah's porn viewing average is a little below the U.S. average, which is hard to believe.
A lot of Mormons over there.
A lot of women, and lesbian porn is Utah's porn of choice. So no lesbos.
Yeah,
sorry.
Your entire day is going to be ruined by this. I'm sorry to tell you, but like C-Lane said, use that VPN. It'll help you out a lot. When we come back, you've probably had this happen to you before. You get a mystery text. It's somebody you don't know. It feels like a scam, but it just kind of says, hi, hello. Somebody's trying to initiate a conversation with you. What is the scam there? The scam has been uncovered, and it's an insane one. You got to be aware of this because they might be trying to take your money and more. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Because sometimes infighting amongst friends is exactly what you need to lower the volume on the voices in your head. Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Watch out for an accident causing delays on State Road 408 heading eastbound. Before US 441, the right lane is blocked. There's slowdowns on I-4 eastbound due to an accident. At mile marker 91, traffic is backed up to State Road 414. 2 left lanes are blocked. Traveling on State Road 436, you can expect delays due to an accident at Old Cheney Highway. 2 left lanes are blocked. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome at the end of your first year. They automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right. Everything you've earned, doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Welcome back. Dave and Herb here, and we're talking fresh.
Fresh from Florida, that is. Dave, tell our listeners about the produce that's in season.
There's tomatoes, broccoli, watermelon, freppers, spinach.
Wait, hold it. You're just putting fra in front of produce.
Yeah, as in fresh from Florida.
Produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. You don't need to make up words.
Really?
Ugh, friends, visit followfreshfromflorida.com to see what's in season.
Don't you mean .from?
Ugh, really?
At Spectrum Business, we believe small businesses, like yours, are the backbone of our economy and the heart of every community. That's why we provide the best value for internet, mobile, business phone, and TV to keep small businesses connected with their customers. To celebrate National Small Business Week, we're offering savings of up to $350 to meet all the connectivity needs of your business. Learn more at spectrum.com/business. Spectrum Business. No nonsense, just business. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The podcast, Silenced, the Radio Murders, explores the unsolved homicides of 3 disc jockeys in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. It's an investigation that exposes corruption and drug trafficking, painting a portrait of Miami as a forward operating base for the CIA.
They were using their newfound freedom and the radio airwaves to ignite a revolution. That's when the killing started.
Listen to Silenced, the Radio Murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'll pay you $100 for last look. When you're doing a deal at a dealership, take a picture of your deal sheet, send it to givemethevin.com. If we can't beat your trade-in offer, I'll send you a check for $100. We do the same thing with CarMax offers. Can't beat a CarMax offer? Send you a check for $100. Worst thing that could happen is you get $100. Best thing that could happen is you get $3,000 more for your car or your trade. We are America's best car buyer for a reason. We'll see you online at givemethevin.com.
Sell us your car. Givemethevin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Welcome to Pollo Tropical. Would you like to try our new coconut shrimp?
Coconut shrimp, coconut shrimp, shrimp and the coconut. Coconut shrimp, coconut shrimp.
Coco y camarón.
Pollo is serving up perfectly golden, sweet, and savory coconut shrimp in a bowl, platter, or on the side with our pineapple rum sauce. We're going coconuts for the all-new coconut shrimp, only at Pollo Tropical.
Coconut shrimp, coco y camarón.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANK, B-A-N-K, BANK. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
You know you've got one of those random text messages. It just says hi. Maybe it's got a photo. You don't know the person. What is that scam? You got to be aware of this. We'll tell you about that in just a moment. Tomorrow, oof, yikes. We still got old Elvis hanging out with us, and
Sweet boy.
A big old chunk in Elvis makes his way through the house. Barks a lot. He barks at everything he can bark at. Went crazy
loud
last
and
night.
fat.
He's got like the most shrill bark. I'll be sitting there eating, and he'll bark in my direction, and you do a little jump scare thing. I'm like, Jesus.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I feel a little bit lame for doing it, but I'm like, his bark is like, it's like aggressive, and he gets me every time with it. And so Elvis has been hanging out. He's my buddy, kind of. He's been a good dog overall, but he's got some problems, you know. And we've had the other dog at Courtney's mom's house, Simon. He's been hanging out there with her Cavaliers.
Yeah, the humper.
He will not stop trying to impregnate lady.
Now, has Courtney's mom, gotten Simon in check?
She said he's an angel. He's the greatest dog.
Aww.
He's such a sweet thing. She doesn't want to give him up. He's the best dog ever. The moment he comes in this door...
Is she hard of hearing?
No, Simon doesn't bark as much.
I thought Simon was barking when he was here.
He might have. You know what? He might have been barking and humping.
He might have been barking because he couldn't hump.
Yeah. He's just fixated.
I know,
with it.
I would.
But my favorite... Let's just sit on that for a second. My favorite part, too, is that Simon, and he's the smallest of all the Cavaliers
He's a little
in the
guy.
house, but he had like a full-on army vest.
Yeah.
He's ready to go into combat, and that combat is the war against the humping.
His little harness is like an army thing, and he's really, really horny, this dog. And he's coming back over tomorrow, and he'll be here for like a week or something until my sister gets everything set up and picks the dogs back up. But this weekend, I know one thing that we cannot do. We tried taking both of the dogs to the big park and walking them, and it was okay. But the idea of 3 dogs is a nightmare to me.
Oh,
At
you
once,
could do it?
3 dogs, like all the leashes going around, and it's already weird because last time we went there, it was the most bizarre thing ever. We're walking. We got Elvis. We got Lady with us, okay? And Lady's walking along the sidewalk at this big park, and there's a huge family headed our way going the other direction on the sidewalk, so they're coming at us. And Lady stops, and she's like circling around, and then, oh, okay, Lady's got to poop. So Lady starts pooping, and this family walks by right as Lady's pooping, which is kind of awkward to begin with, and they had a little kid with him. He was about maybe 5 or 6 years old. And he's like, oh, look at the puppy. And he starts petting Lady while she's pooping.
Oh.
And the parents were just
the parents are like,
cool with
get away from the dog. And the kid's just like petting Lady's back as she's in the midst of pooping in this park. And I go, oh, this is bad. It's only going to be one more dog worse when we get Elvis delivered tomorrow. Or not Elvis, but Simon.
You guys are like a rescue facility.
I know. It's been a thing. But they're lovely dogs. And I'll be happy to see them go someday.
Okay.
But for now, it's nice to have them around, at least for the
time being.
What did they give us? That's good. I'm trying to think of
foreseeable
the
future.
No.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of the benefits right now.
Love.
At least for the love that they give, it's good to have them around for that. All right, so this has happened to basically everybody. There was somebody in chat during the break that said, "Yep, that happens to me all the time." And sometimes I don't just get a text message that says "Hi" from somebody that I don't know, but I also get a photo, which I got those a long time ago. I haven't gotten a lot of the photo spam texts since that. And even sometimes it would be porn. It would be
my old roommate got one that eventually sent pictures and it was porn.
Right. And it's like, you wonder, what's the game here? What are we doing? And it turns out there is actually something that is going on here that you need to be aware of. And this is about a person named Kaimi, I think is the name. It says, the road to Kaimi's ruin started in December with an Instagram message about a Japanese monkey from a handsome stranger who called himself Mike. That's enough to start the conversation, I guess. Over the coming months.
At that point, that first initial text message, you delete it.
Yeah.
Report as junk. And
Right.
she engaged?
You want to get rid of it. This time it was over Instagram, but this happens over the text messages as well. Kaimi had no idea he had become ensnared in a romance scam. Here's what they call it. Pig butchering.
Oh,
And I've
okay.
never heard of this before, but it's a Chinese thing, and they call this scam pig butchering. The name comes from the idea that scammers must fatten up the victims first with flattery and fake bonding, and then they steal
That's
their
right.
money.
You kill the fatted calf.
That's right. You fatten the person up with a little bit of love, and then you get the money from them. Experts told CNBC it's easy to dismiss victims of these scams as ignorant or foolish, but doing so discounts how manipulative these scammers are. And they talk about how they just start being nice to you. They make a connection with you.
Mention their monkey.
They talk about the monkey. They talk about if they're pretending to be a woman. They'll talk about how, they're single and lonely. And then eventually they hit you with the money request, and it's just spam. And the best thing is you immediately just flag as spam. When that stuff comes in, don't interact. It's not some miracle that you've been connected with this beautiful woman who happened to send you a nude photograph. It's a scam. That's what these things are.
That beautiful woman is actually in a call center next to a bunch of other same-age men scamming you with all the works.
I've seen some of the inside stuff on that, with some of the YouTube channels where they get them.
That guy's good. The guy that does the old lady voice.
Yeah.
So the people will think he's or he's a she and she's very vulnerable.
Right. That the old lady is the greatest mark that they can get sometimes, because there'll be some old sweet lady and they'll think somebody's in trouble, and then they'll be like, okay, here's my money.
But he was doing a lot of them. I mean, I think he's done plenty of these scams. He was doing a lot of them where it was they were trying to trick you into sending them money, and they would do it because they needed to control your computer, and like so they would tell you which remote control software to download, and then he even had like a fake bank website that he wrote.
Right.
Because what they would do is they would like use this thing in Google Chrome that can change the numbers. And they're like, oh, we sent you too much money.
Yeah.
Can you send us some back?
And then the people fall prey to this because everything looks legit to them. Or they think that somebody is in love with them and they're like, let's throw money at this person. Alicia on YouTube says, scammer payback is awesome. Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, I've seen a couple of these. They're really, really clever and useful, I think, to get rid of these folks since everybody's trying to scam you from all directions.
And he's so known in that world now that they either have like some of the scammers are trying to look out to see if it's this person.
Yeah, he's enemy number one.
But some of the others are like leaking information to him.
Oh, really?
And like pictures of inside.
Whistleblowers?
Kind of whistleblowers.
Good. We need
scam
all
world.
That's one of those things you wish could just be shut down with a button, and it probably could, but so far, no go on that. Last night, I know everybody was there. We were all there. The Met Gala party went down last night.
It was so lit.
We always get invited every year. 2023, no different. So we dressed
Sorry,
up.
I dipped out early, guys. I had stuff to do.
I
Yeah, that's all
understood.
good.
You're kind of bored with it at this point.
I mean, I blacked out before the show even started.
And you guys can't come because
I had my
it's a
fill
little
of
expensive.
I had my fill of pickled strawberry amuse bouches. Just got out of there.
And you saw all the celebrities and all their preposterous outfits. And you saw what is, I think, the lamest job in existence, which only appears at the Met Gala or other very fancy Hollywood functions. And that is the person who is hired to follow behind an actress and carry the back of the dress that they're wearing.
The train.
The train.
Yeah, the train of the dress. 3 people sometimes hired and they're carrying it along.
So you're in charge of your job to run the train.
Your job is running the train, not in a good way, unfortunately, for some of these folks.
Choo-choo.
But in a very, very bad way. And it looks so demeaning looking. It's like there's little peasants behind them holding up the train of their dresses as they make
Why
it into
can't it
this
just
event.
drag? Isn't that the whole point?
Or just make it so it's like fits right, so that you don't have to have a team of people behind you.
Well, that's almost low class.
Yes, it is. It's asking too much for the Met Gala, which is very, very, very ritzy and expensive. And everybody dresses up in outfits that I see them go in to the event in, and I go, there's no way they're sitting at a table like eating food in this outfit that they're wearing.
If they could breathe.
It's like a costume that they're wearing sometimes.
There are a lot of them, especially, was it last year or the year before, whenever Kim Kardashian wore Marilyn Monroe's dress.
Yeah.
It was pretty much you like change into the dress at the hotel around the corner, get out of the limo, walk the red carpet, get inside, change out of that damn dress and into like a look-alike so you can participate in the rest of the gala.
Yeah, because otherwise you can't do anything. You can't move around. Matt, God forbid you had to go to the bathroom and you're in this getup. And the true star, the one that I revere the most from the Met Gala, was the cockroach that was walking the red carpet. Is this a story you had for the next episode?
Not anymore.
Well, I'm sorry. We have to celebrate this cockroach.
That's sweet cockroach.
It's on the red carpet. They were following it around. There was like paparazzi taking cameras and like going to take photographs of the roach.
Yeah, and did you see that dude like pretend to squish it violently?
Imagine if somebody did though. Imagine if we would have went through with that. Just like full hopped on the roach and squashed that thing into the red carpet.
Don't be thrown. This is La Cucaracha.
Oh, is it?
It's a very popular song from Latin culture.
Well, I know that one, but I don't know. This is a different version.
Yeah, the
that
trap
I'm
remix
familiar
all day.
with. So a lot of these remixes out there. So cheers to the Met Gala cockroach, which probably was not allowed inside, I'm thinking.
There was who dressed up like a cat? Somebody
Oh,
dressed up
come
like a
on.
cat.
There was 2 cats. Wait, I'm going to screw it up. We'll
It was
learn.
Doja Cat.
Okay, Doja Cat dressed up as the cat, which is Karl Lagerfeld's cat.
Yeah.
And was it the...
Was that the theme? Was animals the theme?
It was like Karl Lagerfeld was like the central person for this, I think.
Wasn't he kind of a douche?
Yeah, he had some problems
Like,
in his
yeah,
later
he had
years.
problems with the Jews and fat people.
He was-
Okay.
Why would we theme the Met Gala after that
Yeah,
guy?
we forget about that stuff. We forget about it really quickly. Then they just go, hey, remember the good stuff he did? Was it the guy from 30 Seconds to Mars.
Leto.
He also had a cat.
He was the
outfit.
most ridiculous cat.
Yeah, it was a huge his.
Wait till
cat
you hear the
head.
next episode. Might be a cat battle.
We'll get further into this in the next episode a little bit later on the show. We're going to hear from you right now. Let's see what you got for us on a Share the Show Tuesday. Don't forget to be spreading the word out there. Here we go. Let's go over to Chris, and it says voice clone solution. I don't know what that means, but
yo, what's up?
Hey,
I have a solution to this voice cloning stuff. I get these calls all day long where I pick up and nobody's on the other line.
Who's on the call?
So you got to pick up and pretend you're a secretary of some sort. So when I pick up, like, yes, hello, this is.
Oh, that
blah,
definitely
blah, blah.
fools them.
How may I direct your call today? And you wait for them to answer. And if they answer, you don't have anything to worry about.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what we learned there. I don't know what was achieved in that dispatch.
Maybe we have to
But
sleep on it.
Thank you, anyhow. Here's BT with a hot take. He's saying some people deserve to be scammed. He wants the scammers to win sometimes.
You guys that fall into these scams where like the hot chick sends you these pictures and DMs and all. Uncle Randy falls for this kind of stuff. Oh, she just needs some money, a bus fare money, and she's going to come down here. Never hear from her again.
Right.
It's like, look at these pictures. This gorgeous woman with obviously very professional photographs is sending you text. Like, you know what league you're in, right? Like,
No,
come on,
sometimes
man.
people don't.
Some people might just deserve to get scammed. Bye.
Thank you, BT. Yeah, everybody's seen this at some point. People do fall for it, and some of it's just like super lonely people, which is sad. But there are sometimes when it really does appear to be a scam and it's not. I will never forget. I watched this show during the pandemic, so give me a pass here. 90 Day Fiance, where there was one guy.
Man, that's
everybody said it was fake. You know what I'm talking about?
Big Ed, Big Neck
No.
Ed?
It was the one guy who said he was dating this like beautiful woman.
Yes, and she actually showed.
And she was real. But
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Are you kidding me? You're getting catfish. This is so fake."
Was that the guy who his mom gave him a lock of hair before he went to go visit her?
No, that's the other weird guy.
That was
that's
something else.
That guy's a strange bird too. But this was a dude who like went to Europe and he was there for days and days, and she wouldn't meet with him. And we're like, "Oh my god, obviously it's fake." And then at the very end,
yeah,
she shows up.
Mind blown.
And you're like, "Oh my
I'm
god!"
sure even the cameraman and the producers of the show were like, I'll be
damn
dead.
it, it's her.
Wow.
She's right.
She is real.
And she was a pretty girl who had showed up to meet this guy. And everybody was saying, this person that's messaging you is not real.
And
It's
did their
fake."
last last?
I don't know.
Oh.
Don't believe.
Yeah. My guess would be a big solid no on that
Aw.
one. But every once in a while it works
It's
out.
weird. I don't know if Ashley just got tired of all the 90-day stuff or if she went through it all.
It
Are
became.
they still making new stuff?
I don't know if they're making more, but it became like the same thing.
Well,
over
yeah,
and
well,
over.
because they only had so many people. I mean, they only had so much stuff during the pandemic. They like had to go to
Pillow Talk.
Yeah, Pillow Talk, where like one group of 90-day people is watching the show for the other group of 90-day people.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. And then at some point, there was like 90-day cooking show, and you're like, all right, we have done. It's
Peak.
and
You
it
hit
was
a
like
brick
it's like
wall.
Annie and David are in the kitchen. She's like, this is what we make before we go boom boom. And it was like, all right.
Christopher.
You know what though? The saga
better pull that.
with the guy who complained that his wife's downstairs was smelling was
yes.
one of like on like the
That was-
reunion
that
show.
was
He's
really
like,
bad.
seriously, she has a medical problem, and it was like, whoa.
And there was the other dude. Was
Was
he
he
in,
the one that became a trucker?
I don't
was
know.
it? There was a guy that was in Nigeria, and he was dating a very large woman.
Yeah, the blonde lady, right?
And then she goes to visit him to hopefully get married, and then you have this whole like segment of his friends making fun of him so much for dating this woman.
You know what happened a bunch of times in that show? This is actually an interesting like social thing that I picked up from it. You would see these people that were from, let's say, it was some country in like South America or Africa or like some Eastern European girls or something, and they would meet one of these guys and they'd be hooked up with them so they could get their citizenship. And when they would get to America, they were expecting like New York City. They were expecting like Times Square, and then they would be driving from the airport into the sticks, and they'd be like, "Wait, this is America? Like, they'd be
Better
let
believe
down. It's like they would be not happy with the experience that they were getting, and that made for better TV, I think. All right, let's go to one more dispatch.
Also, half of them are rappers.
Yeah, that did turn out to be the case for some reason. Here's Autobot Ash with the dispatch.
Hey, News Junkies.
Hey.
Yeah, no, I've been to the Tower of London also,
Mhm.
and they're not crows. They're
Ravens? Oh, they're ravens. You're
They're
right.
Humongous.
They are ravens.
And they poop all over everything.
You said
all over the Tower.
Did
of
I? Yeah, I wouldn't have said
You said
crows.
ravens.
Crows are real small.
No, crows are huge.
They're well, not as big as these things. These ravens were like, I mean, they would come up to almost the height of, well, not the height of your desk, but the height of mega desks. They would be at that point. If I said crows, I was wrong.
London, but I guess you're supposed to like respect them or something like that. I don't know why, but it's kind of creepy.
It is.
I don't know. But wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Thank you. Appreciate you. You're next. You can beat that, I think. All you have to do is go to thenewsjunkie.com and record us a dispatch on your laptop, your phone, whatever you got going on. When we come back, I always love these stories about a big spill on the interstate. When a big truck full of whatever spills it everywhere. This is maybe the most insane one we've heard in quite some time, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
In a world of ever-changing algorithms, you can still find us here. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everyone, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the upper 80s. Mostly sunny skies will prevail, so do make sure you are staying hydrated due to the heat today. We are going to be seeing winds out of the west at 10 to about 20 miles per hour. Overnight lows tonight dipping into the low 60s, mostly clear, and those breezes do continue. Have a great rest of your day. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome at the end of your first year. They automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right. Everything you've earned, doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Ricardo, quote, "This is one of the greatest inventions ever. I know this may sound like I'm exaggerating, but this sucker is amazing. The first time I did it, I couldn't believe what came out of my sinuses. I could breathe with ease. My wife just bought one too. Thank you for this product," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Brisa, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
All right, I'll tell them. My friend here wants you to know that dogs are part of our families. Let's celebrate that with a day of family fun at Barks in the City, June 3rd, 2 to 8 p.m. at the Apopka Amphitheater. Enjoy food, signature pup tales, live music, a kid's zone, a doggy zone, and more. Barks in the City, where you and your dog can paw-tea. Tickets available at barksinthecity.com.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
"Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis."
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Call today, cool today. Visit cooltoday.com.
thenewsjunkie.com. And Ted emails. Ted says, of the clips we played yesterday where these politicians were talking about marijuana, and they seemed to know not very much about marijuana as they were trying to legislate it, which happens all too much.
Or was it 3 ounces could get you...
2 joints.
Yeah.
2 joints.
2 joints.
Can you imagine?
2 ounces is 3 joints.
2 ounces for 3 joints.
Yeah, the guy yesterday is who Ted is talking about. If you missed this, it's one of those things where you go... This is one of the things where mostly it's because our politicians are old and out of touch, but it's more than that. Like, on the right, when it's people on the right side of the political lines, usually when it comes to drugs, they don't have any experiences with drugs, so they don't know what they're talking about, and they sound stupid when they talk about drugs.
Correct.
Like these people did. And a lot of stuff like this happens on the left, too. Left of center people end up talking about guns, and they don't have experiences with guns, so they don't know what they're talking about when they say things like AR-15. It means assault rifle 15. It's like these politicians just aren't informed as much as you think they would be on issues like this. And these dudes were just out of it. This was Warren Limmer we played yesterday.
It says any person can have 8 plants at home.
8 plants?
Make a whole fence of videos of DEA raids. Some of these plants are 8 and 10 feet tall. You can have 8 of them.
Who cares?
You can have a privacy fence made of these products.
Also, kind of a cool idea.
Yeah.
That would be a flex as your privacy fence.
You go in your backyard and you're like, both hands to the sky.
Nobody can see me because I'm surrounded by weed.
And you have people over as a parting gift. It's like, grab a nug.
Yeah, there you go. Take one on the way out. It's like a Willy Wonka backyard. And it's a privacy fence at the same time. That's a double win, but this guy don't like it.
In your backyard. 2 ounces, just 2 ounces is equivalent to 3 joints.
That's right. Yeah.
No.
2 ounces.
We need...
Why did anyone scream at that moment? Like, that's wrong.
Because the rest of them don't know.
It's really wrong.
We need somebody some pot YouTuber who has the access, you know, to 2 fresh ounces of weed.
Yeah.
To roll 3 joints out of it.
Right.
I mean, like, to show us
Play this
how
clip.
difficult it would be, how much paper, if you
Go
can
to
get...
the 420 videos from this past year, because that's the biggest thing, is like you'll have out of Colorado, someone tries to roll the biggest joint, and that is made out of 2 ounces, and it takes 15 people to get to half of it.
Well, I used to see my friends try to do this with, this makes me sound older than I am.
Yeah, back in my day.
They had a Cheech and Chong record, and like the stuff like the insulation inside the record sleeve.
Yeah.
It was rolling paper, so you cocould roll like
It was thin enough to be rolling paper,
Yeah.
right? It was one of those things where it's like, they're not making it out of...
I don't know if it was made out of the same stuff or not, but like they the whole thing was they advertised it like that. Like the insert was rolling paper, and people would try to use that to roll giant joints. And that's what you have to do, basically, as silly as all this sounds. Back to Ted in the email, thetipsathenewsjunkie.com. This is the most twisted, unbelievable set of moronic people who we have elected, dictating our lives by fear and propaganda. The public needs to vote these morons out in every state. They only care about their jobs and the perks they receive from just playing both sides. I'll be moving my money into jars because the central bank is taking steps to establish control of our every transaction, whether it be toilet paper or gun oil. They're stripping our rights silently while they extend their job position and ask us to give up more, says Ted.
They're taking away the gun oil?
Hey, bad news about the money in jars thing. Man, our friend Mo DeWitt sent me a TikTok over the weekend, and I had heard of this story before, but it was interesting to see the TikTok all put together. And it was this poor dude who was cruising along in his car, and the cops pull him over, and he's the nicest guy. Like, he's a yes officer, no officer. He's answering every question. He's not doing anything illegal. He's not under the influence. It's broad daylight, and he was driving. But they pulled him over, and they start talking to him. Now, when they are talking to him, they go, do you consent for a search of your vehicle? And he's like, I got nothing in my vehicle. Fine.
Say no.
Search my vehicle. And the cop goes into his vehicle, and he finds this large baggie with just under $100,000 cash inside the guy's car.
Why would you consent to the search?
I wouldn't, but he was like, it's a cop. I'm going to try to do everything that I can just to be forthright with the police, and there's good cops out there, so nothing could possibly go wrong here. And this goes back to Ted putting the money in the jars, because they found that almost $100,000 worth of cash. And the guy goes, I don't believe in the banks. He says, I worry about financial collapse, so I keep all my money in cash and I carry it like this. And they're like, yeah, but why? Why would you do? And they're just like assuming that he's a drug dealer because he has large sums of cash. And the guy just proceeds to be the sweetest dude. And then they do something unbelievable. When the cops could have let this guy go, and I'll try to link to this so you can watch it if you want, because it's so sad and so frustrating. The cops could have let the guy go, but they go, no. And they get the drug dog on the scene. And they take the money bag and open it up and throw it off onto the side of the road, which rude. And the dog goes out there, and the drug dog's wandering around, and it hits on the money, and, you know, indicating that there's a drug scent on this money. And the officer goes, well, now what we have to do is confiscate your money.
That is such a load of crap, man.
Because we have evidence to believe it was involved in a drug deal. And they mention in this thing that, hey, not for nothing, almost everybody knows this little tidbit. Like 60 to 70% of money has drug residue on it.
Yeah.
Money has drug residue on it. You know what happens when you have $80,000, $90,000 worth of money?
Lots of drugs
There's
on that money.
Enough drug residue that a dog would hit on it thinking that there's a presence of drugs there. And they took the guy's money, and he goes, that's all my money. And they go, well, you know, too bad. And you can apply to this and this and this, and you can try to get the money back. And they explain how the scheme works. Like, the police department gets paid as a result of these seizures and forfeitures of people's cash when they do this. The police department actually
they put it back
money.
in circulation. It's not sitting in an evidence
They
locker.
They process it, and then they get like a kickback, and it's like a whole bunch of money that they make off of
Who gets
this.
the rest of it?
The federal government, I guess, who takes it from the person. And it's insane, right? And so this guy's on the side of the road. He goes, I don't have enough money left for gas to get me back to my house in Texas where I'm driving to right now. And the officer's like, you know, and he has his brother wire him some money.
God.
the story gets picked up in the Washington Post. A bunch of high-profile attorneys go to fight for this guy. They go to bat for him, and they end up getting the money back. And then they, at the end of it, it was super powerful. At the end, they said he was lucky enough, one of the lucky ones, to get his money back. And they start scrolling on the screen. It'll be like somebody's names, Angelica Jameson, and it'll be like $300,000.
Never got back.
Thompson never got it back. $30,000. This person, $15,000. And they just roll by all these people where the cops took their cash and they ended up screwed. And so, not always safe with your money in the jars either, unless you bury them in the backyard, I guess. All right, I wanted to get to the story that I teased before the break. So here we go. Let me bring you to the scene. This is on, I'm trying to see what row, I-10. Interstate 10 is where it happened. I don't know if we have any noises. I don't hear the bees. I don't hear them.
Oh.
But there was a big rig that crashed into a truck. The truck was carrying 1 million bees.
Oh,
no. 1 million bees. 3:15 in the morning.
Now, in this clip, we could see the bees.
Yeah.
On that golf course, I could not see
No,
them.
you just saw people
We've had
ducking.
so many bee stories lately.
There's a lot of bee action right now. And this is 1 million bees that they said just flew all over the place.
Is it like...
For the most part, they'll stay in that area so long as the queen is in the crate.
Yeah, they called out a beekeeper.
Right.
And the beekeeper knows what to do and how to organize that. And they said that there's still obviously a lot of bees that kind of just wander around the area. So they said use caution in this zone until all the bees disseminate. 1 million bees just floating around as we hear from you. Let's get to your dispatches. They're rolling in right now from thenewsjunkie.com. And we've got Chi-Town Schweedy chiming in about crows and ravens.
Good day, news junkies.
Hey!
I know there's a lot of confusion about crows and ravens, and I have a super simple way to sum it up for you.
All right.
So, scientifically, some birds have what are called pinion feathers. They're like the big feathers on the end.
Sure.
And so a raven has 17 of these big feathers, and they're called pinion feathers. Whereas a crow only has 16.
Whoa, what a
so
loser.
The difference between a crow and a raven is simply just a matter of opinion.
I was thinking that we were going somewhere with that.
My friend Kay was listening to the show, and she is from the UK. Kay from the UK. And she said if the ravens leave the tower, the monarchy fails. So the legend goes. So they just have to keep them there, or everything crumbles.
Well, after we went, one of them died. I wonder what that means. One of them was
And the
dead.
queen died shortly after.
Oh, it's not untrue. Actually, it did happen that way. Yeah, they were just remarkable, man. They were some of the biggest birds I've ever seen in my life, and way better in every measurable way than the peacocks I have wandering around my neighborhood, which, I don't know. I mean, this is a bird. I don't understand the existence of peacocks. Why do we need them? Why do they need to be around? Why are the guys, it's like one of the few species where the male is more attractive than the female.
Does that bother you?
The peahens are ugly. They look like little
That's not what
sacks.
I call
them. There's lots of ways you can refer to them. Most of them you can't say on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
But the peacocks are the fancy ones. Just run over all of them. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just, I know you probably want to, like
Hot
me.
take.
Quick break. When we come back, we'll get to a bunch more of your comments. Plus, the balloons. They're back. They're up in the sky. Are we shooting another one down? Plus, a big media outlet just filed for bankruptcy. Who was it? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your shot at $1,000 is next. Brought to you locally by Mills Air. If you want a shot at $5,000, make sure you're listening to us on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on I-4 eastbound. At mile marker 91, traffic is backed up before mile marker 89. There's delays due to an accident on the on-ramp from US 1792 to I-4 eastbound. Watch out for delays on I-4 westbound between the Beach Line and before State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler, like choosing Truist One Checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
If you love Florida and you love fun, it's time you went fishing. Because fishing, fun, and Florida just seem to go together. But first, be sure to get your fishing license. It's easy. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine, casting away your worries and reeling in the fun. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to get your license. That's fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for Fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Duncan scores! Big dunk slots one home!
Orlando City's next match is on the road as the Lions travel north of the border, taking on CF Montreal on Saturday, May 6th at 7:30 p.m. Tune in on Real Radio 104.1 and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Or join your fellow City fans at Kiwi's Pub and Grill in Altamont Springs for the first official City Pub Watch Party of the season, presented by Heineken Silver.
Ocean Bank is coming to Orlando. So we decided to bring you a break from the commercial break. Take this time to dream about how you would grow your business with Ocean Bank. Visit us at oceanbank.com. Ocean Bank. Member FDIC.
Your spark is all you need. And let's be real, you don't have time for smoke and mirrors anyway. So ditch all the pretentiousness and the lighter it rode in on with Blue. Blue e-cigs are available in a variety of satisfying flavors and nicotine strengths. Even better, it's odorless. When you're living unlit, you're comfortable being your true you. And no one will mistake ashtray for your signature scent. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Molding 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new play. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The podcast, Silenced, The Radio Murders, explores the unsolved homicides of 3 disc jockeys in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. It's an investigation that exposes corruption and drug trafficking, painting a portrait of Miami as a forward operating base for the CIA.
They were using their newfound freedom and the radio airwaves to ignite a revolution. That's when the killing started.
Listen to Silenced, The Radio Murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall, there's only one Mo you should call, the Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.
Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Heads up for you. That doorbell camera you have, it's not a security system. You need to get a Safe Touch security system, and you can do it now during their buy one, get one sale. Nobody beats Safe Touch's technology or price. Visit safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Video expert.
I'm listening.
Well, C-Lane technically was in the AV class with the rest of the nerds at school.
I was in AV class.
Were you?
Yes, but I was an anchor.
Oh, you were on the television.
Yes,
you were running the show. C-Lane was just, did you do a camera?
She wasn't running the show if she was on the...
Oh, you just read whatever they feed you.
I had demands.
When you are doing that kind of stuff for school, when you were, what were you doing? What were you running a camera? What was your job?
I was in the control room calling the shots.
Okay, so you may have been this person. All right. That's why I want you to give me some clarification on how something like this happens. There was a baseball game, I think, on ABC. I believe it was yeah, I think so. Some kind of sports game was on ABC, and they're running this footage. And let me see here. I'll mute this, but I'll tell you what's going on. So they show the game, and there's like somebody walking down a hallway, and then they cut to commercial, and it's the Heat versus the Knicks, right? So they're going to use all these visuals for this, and then they show this little stock footage of the New York horizon. Anything stand out to you in that? Anything about this shot?
The Twin Towers?
The Twin Towers are in the background.
Yeah.
Who makes the mistake to go, yep, roll that footage, that New York City footage?
Was it a mistake?
It had to be.
Is that footage, though, from 2001 or prior to 2001? It seems like a little more high quality.
Or it's animated or something. I can't really tell, but they showed the Twin Towers in the New York City skyline, and they've apologized for this. They said, we've mistakenly used an old stock image, and we apologize.
Was it an image or was it moving?
It said it was an image, but they, you know how they're like moving around it? So you can see here, they just do like effects on it to make it look like it's kind of sweeping around the screen a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's what they did in this case. Here's my theory on this. Tell me if you think I'm right or wrong on this. What we don't remember is that there are a lot of people who were born after September 11th, 2001, who are now starting to work in these jobs. They're starting to get media jobs at places like ABC or ESPN.
So they don't recognize the Twin Towers like we would.
They don't look at it the same way we do. That would be my guess, because we would have looked at this photo and said, guys, Twin Towers.
You guys remember what happened?
You probably don't want to do that unless it says, remember 9/11 over the top of it. But somebody younger who, if you were born, you would just be 22 now if you were born that year. And you would look at it and you might be like, well, what's this thing? And to us, it would be like something even further down the line that we might not recognize. And you go, all right, let's put this photo up. This is perfect right here. It's a little bit strange, but that's how long it's been since 9/11 now.
If you were born on September 12th, there was it's the closest to 9/11 without actually 9/11.
Day after 9/11.
You would be 21 years, 7 months, and 20 days old.
See, that's kind of crazy.
It's crazy, but also, I mean, would that person get a job at working for...
Maybe. Yeah,
could.
This is the best thing I could think of.
Could intern. The other thing is there is a lot of stock footage, and I don't know if as a TV station they subscribe to a particular like collection of stock footage.
Some kind of
as a
service.
radio station, we have a service that we have access to as employees of iHeart that where we have a lot of stock sound,
music beds, all kinds
sound
of stuff.
effects,
Use
music
it all the
beds,
time. I love it.
all kinds of stuff, and a bunch of companies use stuff like that. And in television, those can get outdated very fast. For example, a 9/11 happens.
Right.
Now, you can't use anymore unless you're doing a time piece,
Right.
like a period
Unless
piece.
you're mentioning the fact that, hey,
Right.
this used to be the Twin Towers.
But sometimes they just get super lazy because I've noticed like a couple times where I'll watch Criminal Minds with my wife.
Yeah.
And they'll be like,
as he says around his house,
they'll be like, they're like, we're flying to Tampa. Wheels up in 30. We're going to Tampa.
Yep.
And it says Tampa, Florida, and it's Lake Eola.
They do that all the time, and it drives me crazy because I think most people see it and they don't
It's like
know.
Janet Jackson when she came over here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tampa.
You're like, hey, we're different places, for God's sake.
Yeah,
But,
because we're only Disney World for everyone else,
That
or
is-
they make fun of us.
That's how they view this stuff.
And they did it again for one of their cases was supposed to be in St. Augustine, and it was a different shot of downtown Orlando, and it was an old one. It was one where the building that you used to live in,
Right.
55 West, was like half built.
Yeah.
Like not even up to that many stories.
I always think when I see that they have a camera sitting there. I'm like, when I see like the sweep of the cityscape, I'm like, there's some guy out there and they're going live to him and he's sweeping across. But it's not. They're just using some kind of footage that they've found.
It's probably just a website that somebody went to and said, all right, let's pay the $80 for this little 2 seconds of stock footage.
Got that ABC money, you could do that. But you just don't want to make this mistake. They apologize for it. Meanwhile, Vice Media is preparing to file for bankruptcy. In 2017, Vice, if you've heard of it, I'm sure you have. You probably have seen some of their stuff or been to their websites. It was worth $5.7 billion in 2017. Now it can't even get a bidder for $1 billion. And the
Why,
craziest
though? They're
thing,
always like putting out content. I
I
don't
know.
understand what.
but the content, I guess, hasn't been drawing in the visitors that it used to. They got a lot of wacky ass stuff over there too. But the thing that stood out to me, you know what they said in the New York Times report about this, about Vice Media preparing to file for bankruptcy? They said Vice Media has never had a profitable quarter. In the whole history of the
That's
company,
weird.
they have lost money every single quarter when they report their earnings.
Well, that's
How
what
is it-
happens when you give out the truth. You lose the bucks.
They lost money all the quarters.
How is it worth so much?
It's probably just because of the audience and the brand and some of those things. But it's not doing well at the moment. They are about to collapse and file for bankruptcy.
I mean, usually as a company, you plan for a lot of losing quarters because that's part of the building process. And then you get to the ones where you're coming up net positive.
Like Facebook and Google lost money for a while before they started making a lot of money.
For example, it's been huge in the news that in Florida they're connecting South Florida with Central Florida with this new Brightline track,
right?
And they're starting to
Oh
sell
my
tickets
God.
for it.
My mother is so excited.
She's a fan, right?
I'm
Loves
excited.
it.
I'm excited about it too. And but they said there was such high demand for tickets last quarter that they finally did it like an unplanned profit. Like they turned a profit, and they weren't even expecting to do it because it was still part of the building of their business.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Holy crap! Nope, never mind. We're making money now."
I picture the finance person like running out of the door. They're all
Yes!
guys, it happened. We did it. We made a profit finally.
Let's try not to hit anybody.
Yeah, because they're quite good at doing that. The
Not
balloon-
Brightline yet.
Yeah, it's people just jumping in front of it. The balloons are back up in the air, friends.
Yay.
There's another high altitude balloon that was spotted over Hawaiian airspace. They said it's at 36,000 feet. Why are we not shooting this thing down?
Well, because didn't they find out afterwards that some of these balloons ended up being like school projects?
There was one that was, they believe, tied to a school project. Then there was another one that we used like incredibly expensive machines and missiles to shoot the thing out of the sky. and they had already sent the information back that they had gathered to China.
Now, did we figure out if they were able to steer these balloons
They were
very well? They were?
But in a weird way. I think you talked about this before, actually. Or we had a conversation about this. It can steer by going up and down.
Okay.
So they can
really steering.
You're
just catching wind.
Yeah, you're going to like different heights because they can blow you in different directions.
When we talked about that was how some of the hot air balloons were moving around.
Right. Yeah, you go up to this altitude to go in this direction at this speed, or whatever.
But so it was controlled, because I feel like if you were just letting the balloons, do their balloon thing, flying them over the U.S. is easy.
Right.
You just
Big
let
target.
them go. There's a whole lot of U.S. to fly over.
But they want to go to
Hawaiian
specific places.
airspace. That takes some skill.
Yeah, you gotta
Thank you, brother.
You gotta have a little bit of driving ability to make sure you maneuver it over that, and they do. A lot of these times, they do actually have the ability to control these things, and it feeds back info to them in real time. But I guess we've calmed down, and we're not going to shoot this thing out of the sky. Not quite as fun when they do it that way, but there it is anyhow.
Are we going to jam it or something?
No, we're just letting it fly over. What? They gave up. They went bananas for like a week. They shot down every balloon in the sky. They went bananas. They were scrambling jets in different countries, Canada, all kinds of stuff.
They didn't even fly the Goodyear blimp. We want to be sure.
Now at this point, they go, it's a balloon. It's flying over. Let's leave it alone. We had enough fun with that because we're weird. Humans are weird. We do this stuff. Here is I'm a PC chiming in. It says, Sean doesn't understand burbs. What? All right.
Hey, Sean, just letting you know, the reason that most male species of birds are brightly colored and stuff like that is sexual pressure, because the prettier they look, the more genes that they have to deal with, which means that if they have any genetic issues, it can be seen in how they look. There's also the fact that with the female looking uglier, in your opinion, they blend in better when they're laying on the eggs. So for defensive purposes, they blend in better with the ground while they're laying on eggs, while the male peacock will go and try to distract the predator.
See, this is why what you're saying is evidence to one of my arguments that I make, that the ugly people of this planet are truly the worst off. Ugly people don't get nearly as good of a life.
So now you're comparing ugly people to animals.
I'm saying that ugly people are the most disadvantaged people on the planet. They are looked right past. They're not suitable for sexual partners for other people, and they're just left on the outside of life, just being an ugly person. If you could
but if you have a great personality, you could be set on the
Man,
right track.
if you're real
I'm
ugly-
not saying that David Spade is ugly, but he's not.
David Spade's a good-looking guy.
Okay.
You think David Spade is ugly?
I don't think that. I don't think that he's known for how attractive he is. I think that he is known for how charming. And
I'm not
funny
talking about
he is.
David Spade ugly. I'm talking about like the person that walks by and you go, whoa, oh my God, what happened there? There was an accident at the
Would you like
factory.
to name somebody so I can get an
No, I'm not going to name any particular person, but they know who they are. You know where you're at on the spectrum, right? Like we all know basically 1 to 10 where we're at on the attractiveness spectrum.
I'm going with my charm.
Well, I mean, you can be picked up by your charm, but here's what I'm saying, Sabrina. Wait, what do you think you are on the 0?
I'm not doing this.
On the 1 to 10 spectrum.
I don't want to do this.
On the pretty spectrum. Where do you think you
I'd
fall?
rather you guys answer it.
I'll answer it. I think I'm a solid 6. I think I got a 6 locked down. And so when you see, Len, you
Are we talking about faces, or does that include your body?
No, just general. Well, your body could be included in it because
You have a pretty face?
Your body can turn you around if your face ain't so good.
I was 7.5 in it for a while, but I'm down to 6.5.
Yeah, it's tough times. It's a hard time to be a 6.5 out there. And what I was saying is, you can lift up that 6.5 with a good personality, good job, et cetera, et cetera. You can bring it up to like a 7, a 7.5 or something. But I would rather be born a 10 and dumb than a 1 and a billionaire, right? I would rather be born a 10 in attractiveness and brain of a potato and a 1 in a billionaire status. I'd rather have that attractiveness. I would like that because you can get your way
I feel like
anywhere
your
you
answer
want.
would be different if it was the other way around. And that's like the beauty of it all.
What do you mean?
People with straight hair wish they had curly hair. People with curly hair are jealous of those with straight hair. Like, it's always what you don't have, and probably, unless they create a machine in the future, you could never have that life.
Well, I get it. I'm jealous of dudes with small penises.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How big is your penis? You like
1 to 10?
Are we at a 7.5 again?
I used to be, but now it's back to 6.5.
Tough times. By the way, you guys are evil on chat. I was banned for a joke said Sabby is a 10.
Oh, that's sweet.
Wasson is a -8.
Okay, that's not so sweet.
Into the negative territory, all the way down to the level of an 8. I am saying, and I stand by this, this is a firm take that I don't think can be proven wrong in any way. Being a 10 on the attractiveness scale is the absolute best way to go through this life. Because if you're that beautiful, if you're that stunningly beautiful, everything else falls in line. You'll find somebody who's going to have a whole bunch of money. You'll find a way to make a whole bunch of money because you'll be some supermodel or something, and you'll bring in cash that way. Or you'll do whatever you want to do because you're beautiful and you're living that life.
You could also get taken advantage of a lot.
Well,
and you never know if you have a true quality friend or lover.
Man, I wish I was beautiful and being taken advantage of. For that moment.
Well, there's doctors for that if you want to get some fillers or something.
Can you imagine me going to a doctor?
Absolutely.
And getting fillers? You can imagine that?
Yeah, I could see you getting like the silicone muscles too.
That would be nice though. Oh,
Traps, all of a sudden Sean's shirts aren't fitting.
Like that is such low effort and high reward. Just like instant abs, like that.
You get these plugs, but his hair goes from just like a short haircut to all of a sudden, I can't believe it's not butter hair. We're like, hey Sean, do you want to talk about your recent change?
I'm not going to talk about any changes if I do them. I wouldn't do that. I would never do anything to my face. I would never do anything to that.
I probably will. I think I might get some Bobo eventually.
This is no shot at anybody who would do it. I don't even think Botox is a big deal. I think that's like, isn't it kind of widely accepted as, Botox is no big deal now. But like some of the other stuff, the filler stuff, it doesn't age that
Scary.
well. It's like got a timeline on it where it starts to trail off. But I'm telling you, that's it. You would absolutely want to be the most beautiful person, a 10 on the scale, with nothing else given to you, no brains, nothing else, than the poorest or than the lowest rung there, the ugliest person with all the money in the world. Everybody wants to really be somewhere in the higher side of attractiveness and also all the other good stuff because we're selfish. That's what we want.
Amen, sister.
Here we go. Let's go over to Meat Pop is chiming in. Here's a Meat Pop's dispatch.
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Beautiful afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, hear me out. What if those bees that we saw in the other two stories, the ones on the golf course and that other one, they were on their way to this other big load army of bees, and they crashed that truck to get their other brethren out, and now the bees are going to take over the world.
Well,
they're getting back at us, guys.
It's one theory.
Watch out. Don't get stung.
I don't have a lot of faith in that theory, but it's a theory nonetheless. Thank you for that. And by the way, all the people, the lamest thing you can do is what Michael did over on YouTube. Sean definitely has a face for radio. You gotta be better. Be
so
better.
Old.
Yeah, have a better insult. You could call me a -8, and I think that's kind of funny. I dig that. But if you say the face for radio thing, it's like, oh God, I can start to picture what kind of person you are just based on that insult. It's not a great one. Let's do one more. Here is Just In You with the dispatch.
What up, y'all?
Hey.
Share the show Tuesday. I'm off tomorrow. It's going to be a great day.
Must be nice.
Dude, Sean, just like fish, the prettier the fish, it's usually the more dominant male. That's how a lot of other animals are,
Yeah,
too.
you didn't know that, Sean?
I did.
Fish guy?
Probably guys, too.
I did.
The prettier the guy, ladies are more apt to be like, hey, let's go to dinner with him. Me? Nah, not so much.
Yeah, I think ugly men have it the worst. Ugly men is the most particular category because a guy will go for a woman who is below him in looks more than a woman will go for a guy that is below her in looks. I think that holds true. I think that we'll shift around in those directions a little more, and everything is in the margins, but just in general, I think that ends up that way. All Day Yucker says that guy has a face for YouTube. We got to get better today. Okay, it's a share the show Tuesday.
Stuff. Yeah.
Wait, did you want to rank yourself or no?
Nah, no, I'm good. I'll have the listeners do it.
They already did that, and you got a 10, so you're good to go.
Oh, I'm sure I have some emails that has the complete opposite number, but I'm excited. It'll humble me.
Millen Surfer on Discord says, I'm a 10 and I'm broke as ass, but I'm not dumb. You got some stuff going for you. Life, you can look at it like this. Like when you play Madden or any other video games and you pick up a player, they have strength, agility, all those things. They got all those things. So you have that too, like attractiveness, funny, personality. You have all these different things. Height, all that on there. You're not going to win on all of them. And if somebody does, you should start being very wary of that person because probably sold their soul to the devil or something. When we come back, the New York Police Department, better known as the NYPD, has a solution to the crime in the city. And it's the strangest solution I've heard of in some time. You got to hear this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for a multi-vehicle crash on I-4 heading eastbound. At mile marker 91, traffic is backed up before mile marker 89. There's slowdowns on I-4 eastbound after Osceola Polk Line Road. Expect delays heading westbound on I-4 between the Beach Line and before State Road 535. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Mortgage brokers are better. Well, why? They do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. It's still going to be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but mortgage brokers have access to dozens of wholesale banks competing for your business. And wholesale banks only loan through mortgage brokers like that mortgage guy Don. That mortgage guy Don, he is the best because he made the process of shopping for a quote or perhaps comparing the quote you already have super easy. Because that process in the past could have been very confusing and complicated and so frustrating that you never want to do it again. But now when it comes to that mortgage guy, Dom, you get a better deal on any home loan when you work with a broker, and you get the satisfaction of simplicity and honesty when you work with that mortgage guy, Dom. If you want to see a difference, go to the website right now, thatmortgageguydon.com. Click apply now and get a quote or get a free analysis of your existing quote. And any question that you have direct access to the man himself right there on the website. Plain and simple, no spam, no hassle, just peace of mind. Go to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Get ready to roll through McDonald's with the crew. Free up those cup holders, because any size, any flavor is the vibe, and you're getting all the drinks. Make it a tasty frozen Coke, a fun frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, a cool frozen Sprite Limonade, a delicious Southern-style sweet tea, or a bold McCafe iced coffee. So many flavors. Any size is just $1.99. There are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and Limonade are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company.
When we made our McDonald's Spicy Chicken McNuggets, you were praise hands emoji. Then we ran out, and you were streaming tears emoji. Now they're back, so you can be grinning face with sweat emoji. Order ahead on the McDonald's app.
But they're only back for a limited time, so make like a lightning emoji and get yours fast. Order ahead on the app and get 30% off when you spend $5 or more using mobile order and pay. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 4/1/23 through 4/30/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Limited time only. Excludes tax.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Do you know the sounds Dunkin' Iced makes? Of course you do. It's that sound of the ice, randomly, yet rhythmically, shaking around the cup, creating the soundtrack to a perfect summer. It's the shake, shake, shake of a Dunkin' Refresher as you chill by the pool, or an iced coffee while you drive to the beach with the windows down, or a cold brew just because it's good on a hot day. It's the sound of summer, and summer sure does sound good. Try all the Dunkin' Refreshers, iced coffees, cold brews, and lattes. America runs on Dunkin'.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I've bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one. "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel vPro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. B-I-L-L-S. BILLS. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Almost borderline hurtful.
Oh, we're going to have a conversation about this afterwards.
The burn unit, Courtney just comes in here.
Yeah, do you need a Band-Aid?
During the break, and she goes, "You got it wrong. You got it wrong." I was talking about how overall, you would probably choose to be, if you could, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 attractive, like the most attractive possible person you could be, as opposed to a 1 in attractiveness with like $1 billion, because everything falls together for people who are incredibly, incredibly attractive. It's the very, very high end of the beauty spectrum. It's just an easier life. And then she comes into the break during the break.
Specifically, you had said that men are more likely to settle for someone less attractive than them,
yes,
than vice versa.
And she was right. She said, "You got it wrong." She came in here, she busts open the door, and she says, "You got it wrong. It's the other way around." And she's right. Yes, women are more likely to settle for somebody who is less attractive for them, and men are more likely to trade up. That's just usually the way things go. And she's like, "And I'm more attractive than you."
And then shuts the door.
Yeah. Slams
Like
the door
mic drop
shut.
moment.
Damn! Slams the door shut and just so okay. Well, what can I say against that? I don't have a great case against what she's just said to me. So, here I am, just a 6, just sitting here living out my life.
Courtney is a 10, and personality a 10.
Oh.
Lovely sweet
No, I'm
lady.
giving her personality a 2 right now. I'm bringing it way down. You kidding me? She comes in, roasts
I am a
me,
pretty boy. Come on.
and then leaves the studio that quickly. All right, I was teasing this before the break, so let's talk about this real quick. The NYPD has a lot of problems on its hand. They have problems with repeat criminals. I saw the most unbelievable stat the other day, and they said when it comes down to shoplifting, there were like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of instances of shoplifting, and like 7 people were responsible for the majority of them. So there's like 7 people that they just let go and they keep going round and round and round, and they like spend every day just robbing stores. And then the revolving door
the
puts them
hustle
back
is real, man.
out onto the street. And New York is a mess because of this.
Why would you leave New York when you're just free to?
Yeah, there's no rules.
The Big Apple you could put in your pocket and not pay for.
You go out there, you take what you want, and then even if you get in trouble, you just get let right back out. And one of the things that they're struggling with, as are a lot of major cities, is car thefts. Now, a little bit of this is not necessarily their fault. This whole stupid Kia Boys challenge that highlighted that you could steal particular vehicles. I think there were Hyundais or something, or Kias too, or maybe just Kias. I'm not sure. But they showed, Hyundai and Kia vehicles, it says here. It showed that you could use a USB cable and you could start these cars. And so they became incredibly easy to steal. So a lot of younger kids were stealing these cars, and it happened all over the place. And the NYPD has come up with an idea to solve this problem. The mayor, Eric Adams of New York City, has announced the city is handing out 500 free AirTags to help residents track their cars in case they've been stolen. So they purchased 500 of these Apple AirTags. I don't know how costly those are. They're pretty cheap.
I feel like they're cheaper.
They're $25 to $30 a piece.
Okay, so
and if you buy it in bulk, way cheaper.
Let me see. Let's say they're $25 a piece.
Riddle me this: the tiles, which was it ran so that the AirTags could walk.
Mm-hmm.
Tiles also track via GPS.
I don't know.
Or is AirTag better?
AirTag is not necessarily GPS. It's proximity and the GPS on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever gotten one of those alerts where you get next to somebody who has an AirTag?
No.
I got one on my iPad the other day, and I don't know how old it was.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, I've gotten one before. I forgot where I was, but we were walking around somewhere.
You might get them here.
And could be.
If I leave my laptop here overnight, there's an AirTag in the bag.
Yeah, and it'll say on my phone, it's like, hey, you're in close proximity to an AirTag, kind of like a heads up or whatever. So 500 of these at $25 a pop is $12,500. They're not exactly shelling out a lot of money for New York City, but they want these people to put them in their vehicles so that once they get stolen, they can track them. The most important thing would be once people steal the cars, keep them in jail, throw them in jail so that other people don't steal cars because they don't want to go to jail. That's how the whole system works. When that part of the system breaks down, then people go, sweet, I can steal a car and get out by 5. And then they just do the same damn thing
steal
again.
another car.
Yeah, they said there's 966 stolen Hyundais and Kias in New York City so far this year. That is a lot. All last year was 819. Already this year, 966 stolen Hyundais and Kias. Overall, in New York City so far this year, 4,500 vehicles have been stolen. That is unacceptable. This is something that we need to fight back on. And I'm not going down this whole, we need to make sure that we're enforcing all the laws and throw everybody behind bars. I'm not saying like some of the sheriffs do. You need to go above and beyond and throw everybody behind bars.
But put this next to your phone. Will it make the
I don't know.
thing? I've never seen it. Right?
All right, here we go. Brave toss.
Boop, boop.
Got it.
Sports guys.
All right, it's next to my phone now. I don't have any alert yet, but let's see if it does it if I leave it there for a second. You just got to punish people for doing bad stuff. That's the answer to this. And I can't believe that Hyundai and Kia haven't come up with their own solution for this problem yet. That's another thing you might want to throw into this. But that's what they're doing. My guess is...
do we know, is it that you're plugging... when you plug a USB into this USB port that's on the Hyundai or Kia...
Yeah.
Is there something on the other side of the cord? Is there a device? Is there...
I forgot how they're doing it, but they had a TikTok where somebody showed, and they said you put the USB cable in, and you do this, and somehow you're able to get control of the ignition of the vehicle. We don't necessarily want to give a how-to, but I do kind of want to know how it works. So if you could find that out, let me know, C-Lane.
The video, well, I don't think that, because this says it's from News 4 Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
You think they would tell you how easy it is?
I want to believe.
The title of the video is As Easy as 1, 2, 3.
And they show the person doing it when they're in the car?
Let's see. Let's find
This is happening across a lot of major cities in this country.
Send me the link.
All right, let me take a look at this, see if they show it actually on this end. All right, it's floating through the interwebs. I've just captured it, C-Lane. And here it is, as easy as 1, 2, 3.
A crime alert involving 2 popular car brands. Police are warning about a TikTok trend showing how criminals can use a USB cable instead of a key to start Kias and Hyundais.
And the cases are growing across U.S. and Florida. News4JAX reporter Vic Micolucci shows new video where 3 teens were arrested accused of doing that this week.
I want to see how
All
they
the
do it.
passengers, keep your hands out of the window so we can see your hands.
Oh, damn, these kids got busted. Yeah, they're in a Kia right there. All right, do they show this? Okay, this is inside the car.
Land. He says the juveniles broke his window and boosted his SUV in seconds.
It gets you very, very upset, very mad.
That same day, deputies recovered this stolen Kia. Thieves did the same thing. And there was a third attempt nearby.
It looks like
According to
these the ignition is still messed with. So it looks like maybe it's more than that. Or I think you might pop open the ignition and then put the USB in there.
Yeah, there is a piece you have to remove.
There's something got to pop off, but they know how to do it, and they know how to do it very quickly. They just need to start arresting people when they do stuff wrong so that other people go, hey, I don't want to go to jail, so I'm going to refrain from doing this.
But watch, they put them in a cell that they can get out of by putting a USB into
And
it.
the whole system is screwed if that happens. We want to hear from you. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. In fact, let's see what you got to say. Maybe you have some thoughts. Here is the drunken mailman. He says, you are wrong, Sean. Okay.
Hey, guys. Happy Tuesday through the rest of the week. Hey, you got this wrong about being the ugliest guy with $1 billion. I'd much rather be the ugliest guy with $1 billion because you know what you can get with that $1 billion as an ugly guy?
Good looks.
All the mansions, all the boats, all the hottest women and escorts you could get, man. When you got $1 billion, I don't care if you ugly. You can still get yourself some supermodels. Chicks dig the money.
Oh, wow. You got women figured out, don't you, sir?
Dig the money. Yeah, and you know what's
with $1 billion, you can get some great cosmetic surgery that no one would notice.
Can you bring a 1 to a 10?
Yes.
Ooh,
you can bring a 1 to an 8.
You can bring a 1 up.
But you have to
Haven't you seen She's All That? I mean, you can do some of this stuff without plastic surgery.
Shake the hair loose
yeah,
and take the glasses
take the ponytail off and remove the glasses.
Are we in a time machine right now? With that guy's dispatch and then the She's All That reference?
I think that you're missing this point. If you are buying a bunch of beautiful people because you're a 1 and you're a billionaire, the problem is that if there's a mirror in the room somewhere and you look over as you're having sex with a person that's far more attractive than you, you're just gonna feel miserable. Yeah, you just look over and you're like, why is this happening right now? When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
Well, I'll tell you.
All right. There we go.
Coming up on the next episode, Katy Perry loses court battle against Katy Perry over Katy Perry. And now someone's feeling like a plastic bag. An update on the King of the Hill revival. It's going to have a big old dang old time jump, Bobby. Plus, Fall Out Boy is going full cringe, yet claiming it's in the name of emo. We'll see where you fall, Out Boy. And so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hey everyone, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the upper 80s. Mostly sunny skies will prevail, so do make sure you are staying hydrated due to the heat today. We are going to be seeing winds out of the west at 10 to about 20 miles per hour. Overnight lows tonight dipping into the low 60s, mostly clear, and those breezes do continue. Have a great rest of your day. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you,
Let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order, so every bite is hot and juicy every time. Because we love making you a burger that tastes exactly how it should.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a handcrafted treat, let our team member Sephora tell you about a Culver's favorite.
We make our thick and creamy fresh frozen custard in small batches all throughout the day. And we mean all day, every day. From our supremely rich shakes and concrete mixers to our freshly scooped dishes and cones, we handcraft every bite to pure perfection. Making you a sweet treat with care is the best part of my day.
Come to Culver's and get a taste of our fresh frozen custard. From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious.
And now, a couple of corny facts. Number 1, there are about 800 kernels in each ear of corn. Number 2, an ear of corn always has an even number of rows. And number 3, Florida sweet corn season ends in June. June? What? Why didn't anybody tell me that it was gonna...
Oh, well, I guess that's a wrap.
It's sweet corn season in Florida. Stop on your way home and get some before it's gone. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for Fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Dell Technologies provides growing businesses with tools to do incredible things because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Orlando City's next match is on the road as the Lions travel north of the border, taking on CF Montreal on Saturday, May 6th at 7:30 p.m. Tune in on Real Radio 104.1 and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Or join your fellow City fans at Kiwi's Pub and Grill in Altamont Springs for the first official City Pub Watch Party of the season, presented by Heineken Silver.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today. CoolToday.com.
Listening to this station on your free iHeartRadio app could put $5,000 in your pocket.
No way, are you kidding me?
Open your app and search this station to be instantly qualified for the cash.
Yay!
Thank you so much. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all the music, radio, and podcasts you love.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist and ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Holding your virtual hand as the world crumbles. Real Radio 104.1 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
The next episode in just a moment. All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And don't forget, if you miss any of the show, you can go over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com. And there you can see all the links for the podcasts and all the stuff that you need to learn more about the News Junkie radio show. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Hey, big boy.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey.
Smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don, thatmortgageguyDon.com, and the Home Loans Radio Show. Refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation. Well, then you have to work with the man, the legend, your best friend, and go to thatmortgageguyDon.com to get the process started. It was 90 years ago, Sean. You remember this.
I was not alive 90 years ago.
1993, the very first sighting of...
1993 was not 90
I'm sorry,
years ago.
1933.
Okay, that makes more sense.
That was my bad, and I think I have a little bit of number dyslexia, but enough about me, more about this. It was the anniversary.
Oh, the Loch Ness Monster.
That's right. In Scotland. It was reported when a couple drove by and saw an enormous animal rolling and plunging on the surface of Loch Ness. So happy anniversary to old Nessie. And happy anniversary, 26 years ago, 1997. This very first of the franchise premiered.
Austin Powers.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
baby. It was released, stars Mike Myers, the British super spy from the 60s, who got thawed out in the 90s and had to fight Dr. Evil.
Does Austin Powers hold up, you think?
I loved those movies.
I haven't watched those in so long.
That was like a big DVD in the Amber household, so we would just watch it on repeat.
I loved those movies, and I didn't grow up watching what they were based on, but there's a lot of deep cut references to James Bond throughout the film.
Right. But it's still funny even if you don't know that. Because I haven't watched a lot of James Bond.
Unfortunately, sad update on the crunch heard round the world. It has been confirmed that the Met Gala cockroach is officially dead.
Oh my God, somebody really did crunch the thing?
Yes, it has been reported, I believe, by the official account belonging to the Met Gala, saying is with deep sadness that we must report the hashtag Met Gala cockroach was stepped on.
Oh my God.
They also included a picture of the bug on the red rug with a caption, Met Gala cockroach 2023 to 2023, which I believe was the image that you used earlier, but still.
Yeah, we hardly knew ye.
I'm sorry?
We hardly knew ye. Yeah. Yeah, you know, like we didn't get to know the roach for that long.
Knew ye?
Yeah, that's what people say.
Oh, back in the Renaissance?
No, this is a thing that people say.
Well, the Met Gala cockroach is flat but not forgotten. Scores of fans taken to Twitter. Now we know, rest in peace, cockroach, you were beautiful until you weren't. Someone said, so upset about the Met Gala cockroach. He was a star for only a few short hours. Rest in peace, little dude. And then another said, and I agree, this was no accident, and I want someone held accountable.
Yeah, this was a murder.
Now, this legendary appearance by the Met Gala cockroach now is amongst the other legendary New York pests. That's pizza rat, Nutella squirrel, and, of course, legendary roach, smoking roach.
Okay, I do not remember the Nutella squirrel, but I remember the other ones, I believe.
You remember the roach smoking roach?
I think I've seen that one, but the pizza rat was the most famous one to me.
Met Gala tutors and booters, they have collectively agreed on the winner of the Met Gala, and it was not the roach, but it was instead this gal right here.
That my best friend.
Oh, Doja Cat?
Doja Cat is right, and I must respectfully, completely disagree.
Oh, no.
I get it, like, you want to stick to the theme, and the outfit was absolutely beautiful, but then the joke ran its course very quickly, and she continued to play the character. I sent you the link of the Twitter account. She wore the sparkling silver Oscar de la Renta gown.
Oh, my God.
Complete with the fluffy train, the sequined cat ears, matching headpiece, and then goes to speak with a Vogue correspondent, and she answered all the questions by meowing.
Oh, Jesus.
How about this? Meow. I mean, who made it? Meow.
Oh, my God.
I like it.
Oh, okay, so something a little different. So, what was your inspiration for tonight? Be honest with
Who's
me.
gonna
And
answer
go into
for real?
detail. Wow. 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 So, what are you excited to see?
Jesus, man.
Right?
At some point.
I'm like, this woman's just trying to do her job. Come on.
That or she was briefed that this was going to happen. And it was like, all right, just ask
Do you
all
really
the
like
questions.
it, though? Like, imagine if we had booked an interview with Doja Cat and she just responds in meows.
It is, I got to say this. I don't like the bit that much, but the outfit looks so expensive. Like,
Yes, it does.
That was
Absolutely.
not cheap.
I don't know how this dude on her arm kept a straight face the whole time. He was just like nodding along, like,
That was his
oh yeah,
job.
she's got some pretty good things to mew about.
That's true.
They're also calling Lil Nas X a troll for the Met Gala because he appeared with his full bare ass on the show as well. So got to see a little Nas Triple X, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Cool. And that's it. That's it for me as far as the Met Gala coverage. And we move on to the court system. This I find very strange, but consider it a loss for this gal.
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry is right. A David versus Goliath trademark dispute brought on by Australian designer by the name of Katy Perry. And Katy Perry, the one we know, lost.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, federal court judge has ruled that the Teenage Dream singer partially infringed the trademark of the designer's clothing business
By having a name? By having her name.
by having her name. It's with an
Is her
IE
name
instead
actually?
of a Y.
Is her name Katy Perry for real?
It is, but it's Kitie.
Uh-huh.
And the judge, I'm really trying to make those headlines, says this is a tale of two women, two teenage dreams, and one name.
Oh, my God. I hate when they do this stuff.
The trademark battle has spanned for the last 15 years.
Wow.
The clothing designer registered her brand's name, Katy Perry, in 2008, and that was the same year that Katy Perry got the big hit, I Kissed a Girl.
And her real name is Catherine Elizabeth Hudson, so her name's not actually Katy Perry, and the other lady's actually is.
So not only have I fought for myself as the Australian designer, I fought for small businesses in this country, many of them started by women who can find themselves up against overseas entities who have much more financial power than we do, but we won.
So if her real legal name was Perry, this would not be an issue.
I don't know. I don't know if that would complicate things further.
Because she took the name Perry because that was her mother's maiden name.
Was it? Okay, so she's got like some tie into it.
It's tie, but I mean,
Now, this is
it
only
enough?
for clothing.
Yeah, it's just for like merchandise and stuff, or clothing, I guess, in particular, huh?
Yeah, so from trademark to absolute copyright infringement, I don't know if you saw this, but over the weekend, while they were making their way to the $1 billion Club,
Mario.
Super Mario Brothers, someone posted the entire movie on Twitter.
I saw that.
And over 9 million people watched it before it was taken down.
What, was it a decent quality or?
From what I understand. Now, this was also having to do with Elon Musk and the new blue check pay
Twitter
for
Blue?
it. And then you also get the ability to post 60-minute videos.
Right.
And that's why someone ended up posting the entire Super Mario Brothers for nearly 10 million people to watch before they shut it all down.
They have the worst copyright system of all the social media platforms.
Why don't we just go live on Twitter then?
We probably should. It's wild, wild west over there.
So either way, they took it down regardless of the mainstream illegal streaming. Super Mario Brothers, they crushed it at the box office again, and I look forward to watching it legally, quote unquote, on my computer.
Got to pay that money for it.
I am highly uncomfortable, but he's still raising eyebrows. This rapper right here.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in.
Oh,
Lil?
It rhymes with tack.
Pack.
No,
Two-pack.
it's it's
Crack.
boss man's name.
Jack.
Jack. Rapper Harlow is right. What'd you say? Hello.
Harlow.
Harlow is right, and this is what's popping with him. His latest song is about having friends accused of rape and pedophilia.
That's an interesting topic.
It is. It's a new song called Gang, 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 and I will, instead of reading the lyrics verbatim, I will let Jack do it. And he says, say Marcus we collected Pokemon cards with, and then he moves on to a friend, another one that pulled him aside, saying, did you hear about Kevin? And what happened with Kevin, he got arrested. They found a bunch of messages that he sent to little kids.
Wow.
If there's a completely innocent Marcus in
Poor
the hometown
Marcus.
of this person
gonna
right
suck.
now, that is not a great look.
Jesus.
And love is dead.
All right.
Officially, love is dead because they are no more. We bid adieu to the power couple that was once Cher, 76 years old, and her 37-year-old boyfriend.
I thought it was going to last forever.
They broke up. Rapper Alexander Edwards, their relationship ended a few weeks ago. No word on why, but according to sources, rumors they were engaged were never true, and now both single. So good luck with your love lives on the boob tube that you'll be watching by yourself, because love is dead.
It's getting sad here at the
I'm getting
end.
very dramatic about it. Love is just fine. But we have the 5th season finale of The Rookie and the 1st season finale of The Rookie Feds on ABC.
Both of them, huh?
3rd season premiere of Couples Retreat and stand-up special Jimmy O Yang Guess How Much on Amazon. You can catch Dr. Phil and the Pixies on Kimmel. And you, follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. Back in just a moment. I want to talk about this dust storm that hit in Illinois and caused like absolute chaos. Wait till you hear some of these stories that are coming out of this. Plus, we'll hear from you too. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your shot at $1,000 is next. Brought to you locally by Mills Air. If you want a shot at $5,000, make sure you're listening to us on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Watch out for slowdowns due to an accident on I-4 eastbound between Maitland Boulevard and State Road 436. There's congestion on I-4 eastbound between State Road 536 and after State Road 535. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the on-ramp from US 1792 to I-4 eastbound. Traffic is up to speed on the beach line. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Dunkin' wants to raise a cup to our brave nurses. On May 6th, Dunkin' is offering nurses a free medium iced or hot coffee to celebrate Nurses Day. Participation may vary, excludes cold brew and nitro cold brew, limit 1 per guest. Not valid on mobile orders. No ID required.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on your pet's favorite brands like Blue Buffalo, Iams, Wholehearted, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of vaccinations, flea, tick, and heartworm prevention, and more. Don't forget, your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
The podcast, Silenced, The Radio Murders, explores the unsolved homicides of 3 disc jockeys in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. It's an investigation that exposes corruption and drug trafficking, painting a portrait of Miami as a forward operating base for the CIA.
They were using their newfound freedom and the radio airwaves to ignite a revolution. That's
when the killing started.
Listen to Silenced, the Radio Murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Summer's almost here. Time to get swimsuit ready for the pool parties and beach vacations. And for the confidence to look your very best, get RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 works on your belly, hips, and thighs, attacking unhealthy fat and reshaping your body, all while helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. There's simply no faster way to get swimsuit ready than with RM3. It's safe and effective for men and women, and it's all natural, so it won't make you nervous or jittery. RM3 helps overcome issues that cause weight gain, like a slowing metabolism, hormone imbalance, or menopause. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. So trust the experts at Red Mountain Weight Loss for programs that are doctor supervised and highly successful. Lose weight and look great, just in time for summer with RM3. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone right now and use the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250 keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Did you suffer through 2022 with a terrible bathroom? You wanted to make that call to Rebath in Mid-Florida. You just couldn't do it. Well, make 2023 the year that you finally need to pick up that phone and let these guys show you what they can do. And what they can do is amazing. Take a bathroom that you hate, it's old, it's out of date, doesn't look great, doesn't really complement your home, and turn that into a magical spa-like environment that you begin or end every day in, and it makes you super happy. Here's the great thing. They do this with their employees. They do it in just 4 to 6 days, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And guys, these products are simply amazing. Natural stone, travertine, marble, all those beautiful colors, but it's the quality of the products that you've got to feel when you go to the showroom. 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Stop in, feel that quality, picture that in your house. That can happen. They're exceptionally good at it. Let them design a bathroom that you are going to love using their products, your ideas, their ideas, and next thing you know, their craftsmen will have it installed and you will love it. 2023 is the year that you get a new bathroom courtesy of Rebath. MidFLA.com.
Every morning, start your day getting caught up with West 2 News Sunrise.
I'm Meredith McDonough.
And I'm Jason Guy. Here for you with breaking news from around Central Florida.
We want to get back to that breaking news out of Orange County.
Giving you an accurate forecast to plan your day by.
We're also starting off with some cloud cover.
And steering you clear of the backups to make your commute a breeze.
Your travel times out the door are looking pretty good this morning.
Wake up knowing you're ready for today with Jason, Mare, Kellyanne, and Megan. Wake up with West 2 News Sunrise. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Kelly's all new.
Hello, Clarkson.
Every weekday.
Let's do it, Kelly.
Give your day a little love. Oh my gosh. A little joy.
Happy day.
A little laugh.
Well, I'm really hard of hearing. I can't hear that well.
You're going to fit right in on this show because I'm loud. Give your day a little Kelly.
It's this. This is her name.
Oh, yeah. Weekdays at 3 on West 2, followed by West 2 News at 4.
Fast food doesn't always have to sound like this. When you buy fresh from Florida, fast food can sound like this. Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
people to watch this damn
Do they
movie.
need any more money?
They already got over 1 billion worldwide from the Super Mario Brothers movie. And
Neither of you have watched it, right?
No, I haven't seen it. But C-Lane was saying you watch television usually through Amazon Fire Stick, right?
Yes.
And they do this little trick where sometimes they'll put a movie like that up there, and you're like, whoa, Mario Brothers is out.
Pre-sale.
For the record, this time I did like the voice thing, and I said, show me new movies.
Yeah.
And so I guess it's a new movie. And it even said early access on the little banner, and I was like, oh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking about this not being an option, and I went to it. It's like unavailable. Renfield unavailable.
Yeah, it's there, but you can't do anything with it.
I don't even know if it's actually there.
Or on iTunes, when you pull up an Apple TV, you'll see it'll be like Super Mario Brothers, and it'll do the pre-sale right now. Lock in your copy of Super Mario Brothers. You go, for what?
Yeah,
I don't get anything.
there's no reason that you should need to pre-order anything that is digital.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just get it when it's available. Like back in the day, the whole thing about a pre-order was you wanted to do it so that you could guarantee that there's a copy for you at the store.
Right.
So you pay for it ahead of time so you can go pick it up. And this was good for you because you got a copy of your video game or your movie or whatever. And then whoever's selling the item, they get a big peak,
like a spike.
They get a big spike on. They could top the charts on opening week because of all these pre-orders.
But they don't even give you anything.
Now, are the pre-sale prices though cheaper than once it's available?
Don't
for
think
everybody?
so.
If it is, and sometimes I don't think it is, but if it is, it's not by much. It's like a couple of bucks, and you go, I can't do anything with this. And then you look when it says it's going to be released, and it'll be months away. You go, oh, cool, I'll give you my money now, and in 3 months, I could watch this movie.
I don't even know if I'm going to want to watch the movie in 3 months.
Exactly. It's a weird thing. They did brilliantly pick, though, with Super Mario Brothers. You put some thought into this, you'll see where I'm headed. It is, I think, one of the most acceptable accents to do is the Italian accent. Nobody seems to get mad about the Italian accent. There's no kickback. You could draw a line down the middle of a piece of paper, and you could put on the left, accents I can totally do, and on the right, accents I'll get in trouble for. The Italian one is nobody cares. Gabagool, you could do all you want with the Italian accent.
Yeah. I don't know if I brought this up on the air or we were just kind of talking off to the side or whatever, but British is another.
Right. Nobody
one of those.
cares.
And it
Australian.
It was never more prevalent or apparent than when you watched this most recent season of The Bachelor, and I think it was the one where he had COVID.
Yeah. I remember when you said this.
I think it was the week he got COVID, and so he was like all holed up in his hotel quarantining, and all the girls, they went out to London and they went to the bars and every damn one of them was doing a fake British accent.
Hello.
The whole damn time.
Tea, crumpets.
They're getting hammered too. So, I mean, just the more the beer is flowing at the pubs, the more they're doing this accent.
Yeah.
And I went, if they had visited Tokyo,
if they went to Beijing and all the girls on the Bachelorette cast or the Bachelor cast are like ching-chonging it up around the city, that's not going to be something that flies the same way.
Or they had gone to certain other countries that they were doing that kind of noise.
Right. That's going to be in the do not do column.
Not just doing the fake accent, doing it at the place where it's real.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, wow, that there really is. And
because they're white, though.
Yeah, that's the unfair part. You're
Uh,
only allowed to do white people accents if you're white.
Right.
That's where they draw the line.
How is it unfair?
Because it knocks off all the other great accents. There's a lot of potential that you could be utilizing here. And we only have just a limited amount of these things. I think it's okay to do accents of anybody. Anybody. As long as you're not shooting down at those people, right? If you're just doing the accent.
Especially in an offensive, I didn't even finish the sentence, offensive manner, shoot down.
Why is it offensive if it actually sounds like the accent?
If you are talking and it's just the accent versus your go-to lines, for example, Italian, boppity boopity,
right,
is not how the everyday modern day Italian speaks.
No,
they don't say
as
the
far
phrase
as I know.
boppity boopity.
There might be one out there, but it's probably not common.
Therefore,
to hear
it makes
that.
it offensive.
Yeah, I
The
think,
same would go for an Asian accent.
You think if you're in Italy, though, and you say boppity boopity, they're going to be like, what'd you say? And they're going to start grinding knuckles and start beating you up?
I mean, I think you'd look pretty stupid.
I think if somebody, let's say somebody from China comes over to the United States of America, and they're like, well, howdy, y'all. And, they're doing like some Western accent. And that doesn't bother me. I wouldn't care at all about that.
I wouldn't, no.
I don't know if they do either. I don't know how this is received. I think it's generally a bunch of white people who are offended on behalf of other white people when it comes to accents. It's like, up, step up and go. Can't do that. You've crossed the line. But you can do it if you are doing an Italian accent. That one's wide open, and they haven't complained about this.
There is a...
Christina May says, that is all I can hear thinking of C-Lane doing a Japanese accent. Well,
throwback.
The Japanese accent was a good one.
Yeah, it was well executed. Totally stolen, by the way.
Successful.
Right from South Park.
Back in that day, you went sumo wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I went K-pop girl.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that we should have more
And we'll
access
never
of-
do it again.
But no, the doing the accent at the place, I would feel like real bad, just like stupid. Not that people would be offended.
You definitely look stupid.
They'd be tired.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh gosh,
Here it goes again.
Here
we go again. They're not going to like burn down the city for it. I think we should be more open about this.
All right, kick it off then, Sean. Which one do you want to do?
There's so many that I want to do, but I'm not ready to be the leader on this yet. I need to make a deal with everybody first. That's what I need to do. I need to make a deal with my black friends out there. I need to make a deal with my Asian friends out there. If I make a deal with all these different parties, then I think I might be able to be granted access to their accents if used in appropriate ways. And I'll trade, all I have is the white guy accent. You can mock that all you want. You can have that and run with it.
You can mock that?
You can mock that all that you want. And I will not get mad. I'll never complain. I just got to make deals with all the right groups here. And if you're willing to make a deal.
remember that video
let me
we
know.
watched the one time of people in, I think it was Japan, doing they were like, do your American accent. And we were like, wow, it was pretty funny.
And when you go to Japan and you show them stuff like that.
Where?
If you go to this
Japan!
I had it up and ready finally. If you go to Japan and you go, hey, look what these Americans are doing. They're dressing up as this or that, or they're sumo wrestlers. The Japanese people don't care. They don't care about this. Now, if you pretended to be like blackface is obviously a very different thing. If you pretended to be something that was like obviously offensive to their community, then they would take it differently. But we got to make some better deals on this.
I mean, who's not to say, though, that dressing up like a sumo wrestler is not offensive
I don't
to their
think
community?
I don't think Japanese people find it offensive. I don't think if you went around Japan, you're like, hey, do you find this? I don't think you're gonna
What
find.
are you basing that off?
I'm basing it off of videos that I've seen where people go through Japan and they're like, do you find this offensive? And they're like, no, they're fine with it. They think it's funny. Like I said, I think it's mostly like white people on Twitter who are like, yep, we're holding up the offensive flag right now. We're going to get very, very upset about this. But Mario Brothers taking that Italian accent all the way to the finish line.
They didn't use it, right?
They just did the "it's a me," like the small little things.
I would have to see.
Pull that.
I haven't even
You haven't seen the trailer?
I've seen the
That was
the
like
trailer
Chris
to
Pratt's voice very
Yeah.
clearly.
He wasn't leaning into it that much.
Yeah, but and even John Leguizamo said a little bit about how he thought the main characters were too white, even though Charlie Day has some Italian heritage.
Right.
But I was like,
Right, and John Leguizamo's a Latin man, is he not?
Yeah, John Leguizamo.
yeah, and he played Luigi in that.
Yeah,
in that one.
He's pissed he didn't get the role.
Well,
he didn't get it. This
his
time
movie
around.
sucked.
Yeah, that was not a hit, man.
But it goes in the history books regardless.
I liked it. I would still watch it. I started watching it the other day, but for the most part, people did not.
Here's the thing: it's
Means,
a flop.
John, you're getting a royalty check soon.
It's a flop, but everybody kind of knows about it. Everybody kind of remember the Mario Brother movie they did? Like it's at least got that kind of impact that it's had out there.
Oh, and the thing that stands out the most to me, I know I told you guys this before, was that they tried to explain the term Mario Brothers by saying that their last name is Mario.
Right. Yeah.
It's Mario, and Luigi Mario.
And Luigi Mario. Brothers, plumbers, and
Waluigi is
what
a
else did they
cousin
do?
or a brother? What about Wario?
I think Wario's
the bad guy.
Wario is evil Mario.
But are they related? It's a whole it's Spider-Verse thing.
I don't go that deep on it. I only know the first.
I think Waluigi's probably Wario's brother.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know what Toad is. Is he a mushroom person? Is that's a thing in their universe?
He's Toadstool.
You never played Super Mario?
No, I played a little bit of Mario Kart. I played that one, and I played the first one. The original Mario Brothers, where you jump on the flag at the end. That one was good. I enjoyed it, but I haven't played any of the newfangled stuff. I'm lost on that. Meanwhile, over to this, because this is wild, and this happened in downstate Illinois. Have you guys ever driven in a dust storm? Probably not.
No.
Right?
I feel like I did one time, but it wasn't anything that I, took out my phone to film.
I've never been in a dust storm.
Didn't you do listen to a whole podcast about the dust bowl?
No, the Dust Bowl, which
sorry.
was a whole different thing, which was very interesting in a nerdy way. But this is just a dust storm where it kicks up in a dry area all of that dust in the air. And you might say, well, how did they have an accident that left 6 people dead after this dust storm? Well, people are driving down interstates and stuff, and they end up you try to do the dumbest thing in the world. You start to get the dust on your windshield, and you hit the water button,
and it gets even
squirt
worse.
your windshield, and then you just spread it all around, and now more dust falls on top of that, and now you have a windshield in your vehicle that you really can't see out of. And so there was a lot of accidents. There were crashes involving 40, 50, 60 cars altogether, and a bit of a mess. Those of you watching can see. I mean, it's crazy.
Wow.
You can't see anything. There's cars all over the side of the road and stuff.
God,
all the vehicles stop.
Allergies. Have you been to a festival where the dust is starting to pick up?
That's the closest I've been to something like this. When I went to
Your
Lollapalooza.
boogers are black for a week.
You look straight ahead, and it's just you just see all the particle matter in the air. And this was terrible for them. They said at least 6 people died, all in the northbound lanes, which were more affected. More than 30 people on both sides were transported to hospitals with injuries. So don't put on your blinkers or your hazard lights in a dust storm either. Doesn't work in any of these situations. Okay.
Isn't that legal now?
I think they did change that, which irritates me because we had a whole giant thing about that beforehand. Let's go to you. Let's work in a couple of dispatches. And, already. Oh, I didn't think about this.
What had happened?
Accents in the dispatches.
We got...
All right, just play the disclaimer that we do for all the shows.
We got a little bit of a situation.
The opinions
going.
of our listeners have nothing to do with us or our advertisers.
Please remember that as you hear this. Not your average Joe is an offended Italian, he said.
All right. As someone who is 100% Italian on both sides, I find these accents highly offensive. And I'm especially looking at you, Sabrina.
What are you talking about?
Boobity. What the hell is
Bippity
that?
boppity.
Listen.
No, I'm just kidding. I find it funny.
Okay.
But listen, since I am 100% Italian, why do most Italian men have mustaches?
Oh, I don't know. Why do most Italian men have mustaches?
It's going to be dirty.
I feel like it's going to be.
It probably is.
But let him say it.
All right.
Because they want to look like their mom.
You know who gets it pretty bad? Not the Italians. The Italians let this roll right off their back. The Swedish folks get it pretty bad, too, because the dude from the Muppets...
What do we care? We're gorgeous.
It's like he's the only representation in popular culture of somebody who's Swedish like that.
Well, that, and not with accents, but Polish people. I couldn't do a Polish accent, I don't think, and you would know immediately it was a Polish person, but boy... There were decades.
Oh, yeah, the
decades
jokes?
of Polish jokes.
Yeah, I told you, my dad would go for the Polish jokes. He wouldn't go for anything racist or anything like that. He never said that kind of stuff too much. He did like when I...
What?
Well,
Too much.
There's a, if I'm just being honest here, there was a part when I was little where my dad used to like if I would go around to his friends and he'd be like, Sean, talk in Ebonics. Talking.
Oh my God.
And it was when this stuff was first starting. And I'd speak, in this particular way. And my dad would be like, isn't that funny?
You would say the N-word?
No, of course I would say the N-word. No. But I would just speak like I was from the streets. And
the old acreage.
Yeah, well, look, these times are different. We talk about all the games we used to play. Celine was talking about a song that we used to sing when we were little kids a little
This is
while
where you
ago.
get thrown under the bus.
That was not a racist song.
No, but a lot of people would sing that song, and you probably can't sing that anymore. Let's go over to Scary Danger Man.
Hey, I don't have anything to add. I just kind of wanted to be a part of the last ever show of the week before Sean gets permanently canceled for doing an Asian accent as ching-chonging it up around the city.
You know what I mean.
It's been a good run, guys. Great job.
Hopefully we don't get any calls after this or any emails from the boss.
Not even gonna make it to Cinco de Mayo.
First Tuesday, he's like, no meeting. And then he's going to immediately say, we're going to have a meeting.
Yeah, we might have another one here on deck. Here's Dirty Cuban talking about Mario accent.
Dirty Cuban.
Perfect
They
timing.
didn't use the Italian accent. They had an Italian accent as a goof or whatever, but it was more like, like a Brooklyn accent is what they really used for the movie itself. It was a great movie. You should watch it.
I will. I have heard nothing but good things.
I want to see it.
About this movie.
I just don't know that I want to go see it.
No.
Amen to that.
I'm not into the whole movie theater experience right now.
I haven't been. I mean, you guys have been since. I realized, though, my friend Dan always goes to the movies. He just had that. There was like a Disney 40th anniversary of Star Wars.
Yeah.
I haven't been to the movies since before COVID.
Yeah, I don't know if I have either. I'm trying to think if we went maybe once.
I have no interest.
No.
No offense to the movie people that listen, but
I just think watching
whole
at
thing.
home is a way better experience.
Hell yeah.
Unfortunately, now it's hindered by Elvis barking at the screen every 5 seconds.
Sweet
but
boy.
Otherwise, all good. Truepak on YouTube says, just don't try the Hitler accent. That will not sit well.
That's an accent?
Yeah, I don't know if we have a Hitler one. in
9.
particular. The German accent. Again, the Germans, well, I don't know, maybe they might. They're going to mind the Hitler stuff. They're not going to want that.
They don't appreciate it.
They don't want to be associated with that.
it was so long ago.
They don't want to talk about that period of time or hear that voice. But they are easy to mimic. One more. Here is Spaz Attack is Real with a complaint about C-Lane. We don't often get these. A C-Lane complaint. Let's hear it.
Hey, News Junkies. Just kidding about C-Lane. He's great. He's doing a great job. Keep it up, champ.
Son of a bitch coming for me, isn't he? He's coming for me.
Congrats on the little baby.
Thank you.
Being cooked, being prepared. Anyways, I had a complaint about the air tags, actually. Wasn't there plenty of stories that you guys talked about where, like, people would have their phones stolen or other objects stolen with an air tag attached, and they'd show, like, the location and whatever to the officers or to the police department, and they still wouldn't be able to do anything about it or go chase after it any?
Yeah, that
he died.
That usually deals with the phones where your phone is missing. The Find My iPhone app says that it's at this address,
right?
But for some reason, that's not enough for a search warrant.
Yeah, the cops don't have enough to go off of to like actually make entry onto somebody else's property.
Which kind of sucks, but it also, I mean, for that guy in Texas who was having all the missing phones, like the Find My app was going to his house, like on a bunch of them. At least that protects him from having to get searched all the time.
Yeah.
But I think if it was a car, it might be different.
Yeah.
Because if you're tracking the AirTag that's in your car and you show up, it's hard to hide a car.
Yeah, it's moving around a little bit, probably. Or you'll be able to pinpoint it more so. That does suck. I know what you're saying. That's a pain in the ass. All right, quick break. When we come back, there is a politician who is in some big trouble right now. But I want to see what you think about his particular situation. You got to hear this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Watch out for slowdowns due to an accident on State Road 408 heading eastbound before Orange Blossom Trail exit 9. There's congestion on I-4 eastbound between State Road 536 and after State Road 535. And there's an accident on the on-ramp from US 1792 to I-4 eastbound. Watch out for delays on I-4 westbound between the Beach Line and before State Road 535. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen.
DQ presents The Sound of Summer Calling. Hey, it's me, Summer. You gotta get to DQ for the new Summer Blizzard menu, like new peanut butter puppy chow and the return of s'mores. Okay, see ya. Get it in the app. DQ, happy tastes good.
You probably already know that Real Radio is giving you a chance to win $1,000 by putting $1,000 in your hand. But now we have a chance for you to earn $5,000. You know the deal with our national contest. We'll give you the keyword at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And all you have to do is enter it on our website at realradio.fm for your chance to win. With 13 chances every weekday, you have plenty of opportunities to win $1,000 in your hand. However, if you listen to Real Radio on our free iHeartRadio app, you can earn $5,000. Always remember, if you get the call, you need to answer your phone. That's right. The key to winning is picking up your phone when we call. So don't send us to voicemail. This contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
It's your last chance to shop SpringFest savings at Lowe's. Need a new appliance? Get an additional $300 off select major kitchen appliances when you spend $1,996 or more. You can also save across the entire store, including our garden area, and get 2 Bonnie 9-pack vegetables for $10. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 5/3. Bonnie offer in-store only and excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Hardworking Americans like you and me are sick and tired of this brutal stock market. Take ownership of your financial future. Visit Phoenix American Hospitality at PAHinvest.com. Their team of experts buys world-renowned hotel brands like Marriott, Hilton, and Hyatt and maximizes profitability for an investable REIT that's open to everyone. Visit Phoenix American Hospitality at PAHinvest.com to see their incredible track record of double-digit returns in the most volatile of times. Past performance is no guarantee of future results.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
After an accident, it's important to hire an attorney right away. Evidence can disappear quickly. Sure, you could wait to hire an attorney later and see how things turn out, but delays never make a case better. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Every morning, start your day getting caught up with West 2 News Sunrise.
I'm Meredith McDonough.
And I'm Jason Guy. Here for you with breaking news from around Central Florida.
We want to get back to that breaking news out of Orange County.
Giving you an accurate forecast to plan your day by.
We're also starting off with some cloud cover.
And steering you clear of the backups to make your commute a breeze.
Your travel times out the door are looking pretty good this morning.
Wake up knowing you're ready for today with Jason, Mare, Kellyanne, and Megan. Wake up with West 2 News Sunrise. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Kelly's all new.
Hello, Clarkson.
Every weekday.
Let's do it, Kelly.
Give your day a little love. Oh my gosh. A little joy.
Happy puppy day.
A little laugh.
Well, I'm really hard of hearing. I can't hear that well.
You're going to fit right in on this show because I'm loud. Give your day a little Kelly.
It's this. This is her name.
Oh, yeah. Weekdays at 3 on West 2, followed by West 2 News at 4.
If you love Florida and you love fun, then might I suggest you pick up a rod and reel and go fishing? Because here in the Sunshine State, fishing, fun, and Florida just go together. And you know what else goes with fishing, fun, and Florida? I'll give you a hint. It starts with an L. That's right, a license. Getting your fishing license opens up a whole lot of fun and new memories, and it's never been easier to get one. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to order yours. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine. Casting your line in your local fishing hole, propping your feet up in that rental rowboat, and of course, catching the big one. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com, then plan your escape. Because fishing is a great way to connect with family, friends, and of course, nature. Your fishing license is just a few clicks away. Order yours today at fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com and enjoy all the fishing, fun, and Florida you deserve.
Your doorbell camera is just that, a camera, not a security system. Get Safe Touch Security during their buy one, get one free sale. No one beats their technology or price. See for yourself. Visit safetouch.com. Remember, crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. State license EF233.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Let's get caught up with a couple of things. I think some of the local news outlets don't know how to handle this situation. This guy, talking about this politician. He's a Republican councilman. His name is Ryan Webb, and he has decided he is going to identify as a lesbian Native American woman, and he's obviously doing this to like troll everybody. But and just troll the whole idea of self-ID. Like you could say you are whatever you are, and then people must just accept that. But some of the news outlets are like, I think they don't know exactly how to handle it, and they're reporting on it. And I've seen a bunch of this. Here's one of them. It's Channel 8, where this guy was from. Ryan Webb, again, a Republican councilman. Here's how they reported on this.
A councilman is coming out as a transgender and a woman of color. Delaware County Councilman Ryan Webb announced that he now identifies as an Indian American woman. Since that announcement, he's received some support, but a lot of backlash. Many calling him childish, despicable, even calling for things like execution. Jesus. In a statement Webb gave to ITMate, he says, quote,
You see how they're handling it in the news report as if this is some serious thing to consider because they don't want to get caught in some kind of crossfire in this situation. They're handling this like, well, he's changed his identity. He's now a Native American lesbian woman.
Very clearly trolling.
Yeah, I think obviously. I mean, I don't know if he would admit it, but yeah, I think he's obviously trolling. But they are not reporting it like he's trolling. They're reporting it like it's legitimate. That's the vibe that I get from this Channel 8 thing.
So what's the end game?
The end game is just him mocking gender identity. That's just what he's trying to do.
Does he stop at some point? Does he go, haha, just
I'm changing back? I don't know. He's just posting on social media.
I think the news outlet is trying to be as, I don't know, I guess bipartisan in the delivery of it, because they would treat, if someone actually was to come out as transgender that's part of political office, same tone, same, respect, I guess, given to it. And they'll have to go about it this way because they're not giving their opinion in this report.
That's kind of dumb, isn't it? Isn't that kind of dumb?
I think you've been reporting on it because he's clearly making a mockery of it.
Like, the guy's pulling a trick. He's trying to show that there's a lot of zany stuff going on in gender ideology. And so he's like, look, I can do this. But I think
he's kind of being a douchebag about it. I don't know how much of it's being...
I think he's being a douchebag on purpose. Like, I think he knows what he's doing.
I mean, but there's also an extent to it where it's like, now you're just being a bully. Like, you saw his edit on his Facebook post, right? The first ever transgender woman of color to serve in Delaware County or wherever county it was. It's like That's so rude.
Did he post that and then change it?
He had posted it was the clip that they had showed in the news report, but it was
Right.
his Facebook, the screenshot, and then his edit. It said edit on the bottom, and he
Yeah.
added to that.
He says, here's what he says in his own words here. I'm identifying as a woman of color due to my extensive Native American history. Cherokee, as a matter of fact, I'm very proud of that. He said people have been really upset and mad over his decision to identify as a woman of color, but he's also received overwhelming support from across the country. I'm continuing to retain my preferred pronouns of he and him, and I'm married to my beautiful wife, Brandy. That makes me a lesbian because I'm completely in love with her, even though I identify as a woman. We have 6 children together, so I think it more than qualifies. And on they go with this. But I just think there should be a more skeptical take from the local news outlet. Otherwise, you can just say whatever you want.
Don't report it.
Or just ignore it. That probably would have been the best move from them. Let's see if they mention anything about how they think you might be trolling.
That I cannot simply be given the same space and respect to explore my identity that so many of those targeting me demand for themselves. It's possible I may change my mind down the road. The process of identity exploration is complex, and oftentimes at the end of our
He's
personal
trolling
journey,
you.
we end right back where we started. Webb goes on to tell IT Mate this is just his true, authentic self.
Yeah, they just reported it right down
Just
the middle.
being an asshole.
They just reported it like, well, he's now said he's a woman of color, he's a lesbian, so there he goes. You're allowed to do that. Oh, boy. Well, this is the point we're at right now. That's why I like a lot of the trans debate stuff, I think, is just melted down into this. I think this is what we're left with here. And I think hopefully people will decide to move in another direction, talk about some stuff that's actually, I think, valuable to voters out there, where we see ourselves with so many stupid problems. You had another bank that failed today, and you don't get many mentions of that out there.
Of course not.
You don't get any mentions of actual issues that we have. Let's just say in the state of Florida, where we have a major crisis with our homeowners insurance in this state. We have dwindling options to have as an insurance provider. We have the insurance providers now forcing you, if you want to get insurance with them, to replace your roof on your house, which is the reason why you get the homeowners insurance to begin with, because you're worried about a hurricane ripping the roof off of your house. And we have all of these major problems, but everything is a circus. Everything is centered around all this stupid circus stuff. And all these people talking so loud are talking about issues that the average person doesn't care about. They don't care about these kind of things. They care about like the real bread and butter table issues.
And then you have people in the middle who you're inundated with all of this, I don't know, circus. And then you ask them to go and vote on stuff that actually matters, that will be important when it comes to the future of your children. They don't want to do it anymore. We're exhausted of it.
No. Most people would.
We'd rather talk about the cockroach at Met Gala than all this crap.
I would. I wonder this. I've seen some polling data on this, but I wonder if you just asked a simple question of everybody. If you said, do you feel properly represented by all your elected officials? I think that's just like overwhelmingly going to be no.
Yeah.
I think there's just going to be so many people that are like, no, I don't feel like they're doing anything to make my life better.
What is the reflection of properly represented? Is it all the stuff that we were seeing on social media and the news that's constantly covered? Or would we feel our representation is only by going and watching that like crappy video and audio quality of the actual meetings?
No, I mean,
I feel like the hot headlines is this stuff that we just talked about.
When I say I feel like people don't feel properly represented, I think people go, what are the issues that I have in my life? I bet a lot of people would say health insurance is a mess in the United States. A lot of people would say that right now our economy with inflation, this is a big deal. We should be trying to fix this. And if you bring up all of those issues that people would say, these are important issues to me, then you line those issues up with the issues that are talked about every day, and they don't match. It's not a matching thing. Politicians every day are talking about completely different things than people actually care about. And that's why I think you have so many people that are like, I don't know who I would vote for. You asked me yesterday about this. Like, I don't know a single politician right now where I look and I go, there's a straight shooter. There's somebody who I think would actually do something to improve things. I don't see anybody out there who's representing that.
But then we have Afro Man, who's also going to be on the
Afro Man's he might be my best bet. If it wasn't for him smashing a woman with his guitar during a performance,
and then going right back to it. The show must go on, despite her bleeding face.
I would, if it wasn't for that blemish, I might consider it, considering the other options that we have.
If you did that poll, though, if you asked everybody if they felt they were being represented well,
properly
represented, I think I wonder if at first it would be very similar to just who voted for who. You know, 'cause now I would want to know that the people who voted for whoever's in office, do you guys feel like you're being properly represented? That might be a more interesting question to ask. However, I know who definitely says yes are the people who are like fanboys of politicians.
Of course.
The ones that like the call DeSantis daddy or have ever bought a MAGA shirt.
Yeah, there's a lot of cult kind of stuff that goes on around this. But I think this spreads far and wide. Like, you can look at a city, let's say San Francisco or Los Angeles, and if you went around there, these people are largely from one political party. All of their leaders are from one political party. And if you ask them, do you feel properly represented? I think even there they would go, I'm surrounded by homelessness and drug use, and we have crime on the rise in certain cities. And they would go, no, I don't feel like there's anybody really doing it out there. And that is, I think, the frustrating thing for a lot of people who would just like to make things better. Imagine that. When we come back, jury duty is coming up next. Plus, a court hears the final words of a woman who died in giant monkey frog mucus ritual. I'll make sense of this.
Sounds like a porn I watched recently.
This is an interesting one.
Fatality.
It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Dancing naked around your kitchen is a lot better with your best friends.
Seriously.
I mean,
why would you encourage that?
just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by LASIK Plus.
Lakers Warriors Game 1 kicks off tonight. Should be a doozy. While LeBron's legacy is set, Steph's is still ascending, and he's doing it during the LeBron era. He's the greatest shooter of all time. The best teammate, had more impact than any player in 20 years. LeBron has more MVPs. Both have 4 titles. Lakers, Warriors, LeBron, Steph, Clay, Draymond. Can't wait. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Do it. Take the first step towards LASIK and score a great deal at LASIK Plus today. Right now, LASIK Plus is offering $1,000 off their Wave Light Laser when treated in May. That's $500 off her eye with guaranteed financing. Visit mylasicoffer.com for details.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers. We will do sound check parties that only Capital One cardholders can get access to, and we can't pull that off without iHeart.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
At Spectrum Business, we believe small businesses, like yours, are the backbone of our economy and the heart of every community. That's why we provide the best value for internet, mobile, business phone, and TV to keep small businesses connected with their customers. To celebrate National Small Business Week, we're offering savings of up to $350 to meet all the connectivity needs of your business. Learn more at spectrum.com/business. Spectrum Business. No nonsense, just business. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant or harder to follow. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. CordellCordell.com.
When you order food for work on EasyCater.com, we've got your back. Real humans are here to help with your order every step of the way, making sure everything goes right, even behind the scenes without you knowing, confirming and double confirming with the restaurant that everything is on track. If there's a problem,
Thanks for calling EasyCater.
call us anytime, day or night, and we'll answer in seconds. We're right here with 100,000 restaurants, working hard to ensure the food arrives on time and is ordered. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm.
Ooh, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
The biggest horse race of the year is here, and there's no better time to get in on the action with FanDuel Racing, because right now all customers can get a no-sweat derby bet up to $20. That means you'll get up to $20 back if your win bet doesn't win. The FanDuel Racing app is super easy to use, safe, and secure, and when you win, you get paid fast. So don't miss out. The Derby is coming up this Saturday. It's the most watched horse race in the world and the longest continuously running sports event in the country. Get in on the excitement and tradition of the Run for the Roses this Saturday. The FanDuel Racing app has all the horse racing action. Visit racing.fanduel.com/DerbyFL for your chance to get a no-sweat derby bet up to $20 on FanDuel Racing. That's racing.fanduel.com/DerbyFL. Age and residency restrictions apply. Offer valid on first Derby win wager. Refund issued in non-withdrawable racing site credit that expires on 6/12/23. Restrictions apply. See terms at racing.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, Monster fans, Russ here. You know what is really scary? Utility rates. So let's talk about solar. You may have seen solar popping up all over the place. Well, there's a good reason. One is utility rates are rising. Two, government incentives can dramatically lower the cost to solar. So if you want to go solar, call Solar Source. Monster fans get special access to their new solar estimate tool. Visit solarsource.com/monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
The internet can be an all-you-can-eat buffet for identity thieves.
So full.
Too many maiden names.
And social security numbers.
Where'd you find those?
By the password bar. Can't miss them.
LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss by monitoring your credit and bank statements. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
Need to hire? Need Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
Facebook may have changed how it looks, but we still remain your source for the content you never knew you needed or wanted. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, powered by Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Love you. Appreciate you. Don't forget, go over to thenewsjunkie.com, set up your accounts and dispatches so you can join us on the show. Got jury duty coming up in just a moment here. Wanted to work at a couple of quick things. I didn't see this yet. I don't know what the audio is going to be like, but I guess there was some voting going on by Zoom, some local thing. And during it, somebody got caught maybe not dressed enough.
When you say local, like local to us, or local just like a general small town kind of
Small
deal.
town. Yeah, it's like a small town thing, and they're voting on whatever, right?
But via Zoom.
Via Zoom. They're logged in, and I guess one of the guys is maybe not in the proper attire.
Representative Anderson.
Yes.
Senator Barr.
Yes.
Oh. Oh my God.
Senator Barr.
Plus the background. What was that? A comic strip?
Let me see. There he is right there.
It was
the Bill on Capitol Hill. And he's a senator.
No shirt on.
He's got no shirt on, and he looks like he's laying in bed, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like he's
Those are your representatives, people.
He's got no shirt on, and he's like, yep. I'm here."
Oh, that's great.
Do they call him out for him?
Senator Dibble.
Yes.
They're laughing in the background. So yeah, see, there's
So everyone else though is there in. It's not court. It's
like a
conference room.
Yeah, the
conference
big
room.
giant room.
And then they have one woman who is via Zoom at her home.
Yep.
And then this guy probably gave his excuse that he was sick, and then shows up in bed, no shirt, with the "I'm just the Bill" background.
He's still there to vote, I
Beautiful.
guess. At least he's getting that done. You can see them all laughing around the frame as they noticed that this guy didn't have a shirt on. What else did I have to catch up on?
Well, there was some sort of weird camera foolery going on there. Because like that top thing, you saw like a bunch of the people that were in the room. It was like almost like a 360 camera or something.
Yeah, it was like a long shot that spanned the top of it from the conference table. I haven't
Kinda
seen
cool looking.
Yeah, it's probably some Zoom feature that we've never messed with before.
Well, we don't have any 360 cameras.
No, we don't. Not yet.
Yeah.
We got to get one of those. CNN is about to have an event with former President Trump, and they're getting some heat for that.
Fake news.
And they just
He was up for it?
Yeah, which is insane because he just said he's not going to debate any of the Republican opponents as he goes for the primaries.
Isn't that a requirement?
No, you don't have to.
No?
I guess you don't have to. He's saying he's not going to do it. And that to me is a weak position.
Wait, when you say requirement, are you asking legally?
No, I mean, I guess, well, not legally. He won't get in trouble for it, but I know when it comes to radio or public broadcasting, like you have to have equal time for everybody. If he refuses, and he could obviously still be on the ballot, like it's bad showmanship at the very least.
I think it makes him look like a pussy. I mean, it's like, what, you can't battle it out with these guys? This is what this is all about.
It's like bad sportsmanship.
But CNN's promo has just been released. Let's see what it says.
Former President Donald Trump takes questions
Look at
live
that
from
neck.
CNN's Caitlin Collins and New Hampshire GOP primary voters. Their issues, their concerns, their votes.
Oh,
a
I
CNN
see.
Republican presidential town hall.
I see. They purposely did this.
Yeah, they want some Republican viewers?
No. They want to have the ratings bump from having a town hall with former President Trump, but they don't want to take the hit. So did you see how they phrased that? They're like, their concerns, their questions, their, like, this isn't CNN and Trump. It's like the people
versus Donald Trump
versus former President Trump.
Do you think that if it was a Democrat town hall that they would say our concerns?
No, I'm just saying I think that they would have framed that more if it wasn't a Trump character, if it wasn't Trump himself. They would have framed it more like CNN exclusive,
Right.
Trump, and now they're kind of like tossing it off on the audience. Like they're going to air their concerns.
We have nothing to do with this, but we're going to get the money for it.
We're the facilitator of this, but they have concerns.
I'll tell you what, though, if he goes through with this, like he said, and he doesn't participate, and he doesn't want to debate any Republican contenders
I
for
think
president,
that's what
right?
he said, yeah.
So really all he has to do then is just go on one of his Trump tours that he loves so much and just go to all the places and get them all riled up and MAGA and make some of those speeches, go on some tangents every now and then about mosquitoes. Riff a little bit. But, I mean, it could work.
Yeah, it says Donald Trump is threatening to skip the Republican presidential debate, saying in a social media post that nobody got his approval beforehand and that he won't appear at a forum held at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library. So he's suggesting that he's not going to do that whole debate thing. Imagine that. Seems like a pussy move, Trump. You go out there and
How
fight
dare
with him.
you.
I thought that's what he loved doing. I thought he liked mixing it up with him. All right, let's do jury duty right here.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE. Just saw Mo on television. He posted a video of him on TV.
Very cool.
It's a little bit of a tough feeling for me because once I'm like, you traitor, what are you doing? You're going on somebody else's thing. And then on the other one, I'm like, look at him. Look at him on TV. He looks great out there. You just need to know he's going to fight for you. After an accident, a slip and fall, you get injured at work, whatever it is, you just remember that you dial 866-CALL-MO because that's the path you need to head down. You could also go to justcallmo.com. This is a weird story. The headline says, Court hears final words of woman who died in giant monkey frog mucus ritual. I have some questions. I didn't know there was monkey frog mucus rituals, but apparently there are.
I mean, I've heard of frog rituals.
I've
monkey ones. I didn't know mucus was ever involved.
I never even heard of a monkey frog. Do you know that was a thing? A monkey frog?
It's like a cat dog.
It's Natasha Lechner, and they said she had applied the toxins of an Amazonian tree frog to burns on her skin.
Doesn't that make you high? Trip out?
Let's see what they say. On several previous occasions before the ritual, which led to her death, she felt quite frankly like she was going to die. She put herself in a semi-recovery position, they said. She died during a shamanic Kambo ritual. What's that? K-A-M-B-O. A Kambo ritual.
I will Google.
Let's see if we can find out what that is. One of the substances...
So very curious what my cookies are going to be like after this.
Oh, this is weird.
All right. Well, off the bat, key things to know before trying a Kambo cleanse.
Yeah, this is a thing that I guess people try, and it's dangerous.
So, do you want me to tell you? You want to?
Well, this one says the ceremony, which involves making small burns in your skin and applying a poison to them to induce severe vomiting or purging.
Yeah.
God.
So, it's a shaman. They burn the several superficial holes, and then typically women are burned on their legs to promote fertility, while men are burned on their arms and chests to promote a successful hunt or fertility.
And this thing...
or fertility.
Virality?
Virality? Yeah. Is that for making babies too?
I think it is. I think it's like for their ability to be virile men. And this is very strange
of
to
which
me.
I am.
Yeah, strength, energy, and a strong sex drive.
Man, people do all kinds of stuff for sex. It's wild.
Here's the thing. This is kind of crazy. It said the part you started to read, she felt faint quite quickly and laid in that semi-recovery position. And then the person who was saying this said, then she sat up and grabbed my arm and just looked at me and said, "It's not good."
Oh, God.
That was one of her final words, huh?
It could have been.
Wow.
This is wild. So, to the burn, leaves it on for about 15 minutes. This is from the giant monkey frog. And then it contains several compounds, this toxin, and the side effects include, get ready for some deliciousness.
All right.
Vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal cramping, opioid-like mellow feeling, or euphoria.
Only one of those sounds good.
Yeah.
Does it work? He goes, well, there's no evidence to support any of that.
Try it anyhow. I wonder how they get the saliva out of the monkey frogs.
It's a mucus secreted from the giant monkey frog.
So do they kill him or you just squeeze him and let him go?
Squeeze him.
Oh.
If you kill him, you don't get any more mucus.
Let's try that Friday.
That is wild, man. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, there is so much more to get to, including you and your thoughts. Are you reading more about this?
No, I just saw what time it was.
Yeah, we're a little late. But
Whoopsie.
when we come back, we'll also get to somebody who was just trying to get to work. And then something very unpredictable happened. What is it? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your shot at $1,000 is next. Brought to you locally by Mills Air. If you want a shot at $5,000, make sure you're listening to us on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on US 441 Orange Blossom Trail heading northbound at Crafton Avenue. The left lane is blocked. There's slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between State Road 536 and after State Road 535. And there's an accident on the on-ramp from US 1792 to I-4 eastbound. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and I sell custom blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com. The internet can be an all-you-can-eat buffet for identity thieves.
So full.
Too many maiden names.
And social security numbers.
Where'd you find those?
By the password bar. Can't miss them.
LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss by monitoring your credit and bank statements. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant or harder to follow. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. CordellCordell.com.
Welcome back. Dave and Herb here, and we're talking fresh.
Fresh from Florida, that is. Dave, tell our listeners about the produce that's in season.
There's tomatoes, broccoli, watermelon, freppers, spinach.
Wait, hold it. You're just putting fra in front of produce.
Yeah, as in fresh from Florida.
Produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. You don't need to make up words.
Really?
Ugh, friends, visit followfreshfromflorida.com to see what's in season.
Don't you mean .from?
Ugh, really?
Orlando is growing, and Ocean Bank is here to bring you even more possibilities with our new branch right in the heart of the city. Visit us in downtown Orlando today. Ocean Bank. Member FDIC.
Are you concerned about the health of your heart or worried about the risk of cancer? Of course you are. I am too. That's why I want to introduce you guys to Life Imaging FLA. I cannot wait to get my preventive care scan. It only takes about 10 minutes and it can save your life. Non-invasive, you stay fully clothed while they detect any potential health issues. And the best part, scan valued at $6.99, but right now you can get it for free. At Life Imaging FLA, they understand the importance of early detection. It can truly save lives, and that's why they offer this scan to you with just a few minimum requirements. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now to protect your health and well-being. And women, did you know heart disease is the #1 killer of women right here in the U.S.? Traditional medicine is reactive. Life Imaging FLA believes in proactive prevention. Call Life Imaging FLA now for your free heart scan. From your cell phone, call pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Just say the keyword free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
All right, I'll tell them. My friend here wants you to know that dogs are part of our families. Let's celebrate that with a day of family fun at Barks in the City, June 3rd, 2 to 8 p.m. at the Apopka Amphitheater. Enjoy food, signature pup tails, live music, a kid's zone, a doggy zone, and more. Barks in the City, where you and your dog can paw-tea. Tickets available at barksinthecity.com.
When you order food for work on EasyCater.com, we've got your back. Real humans are here to help with your order every step of the way, making sure everything goes right, even behind the scenes without you knowing. Confirming and double confirming with the restaurant that everything is on track. If there's a problem,
Thanks for calling EasyCater.
Call us anytime, day or night, and we'll answer in seconds. We're right here with 100,000 restaurants, working hard to ensure the food arrives on time and is ordered. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant or harder to follow. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. CordellCordell.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, Patrizio Spagnoletto, Global Chief Marketing Officer, Direct-to-Consumer for Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on building trust.
Trust is a really hard thing to build and a really easy thing to destroy, and we have to be very respectful about that. Our partnership with iHeart has really helped us build that trust and that relationship with the on-air talent.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Play creepy or not creepy.
All right. Ooh, God.
I think I know what the answer to this one is going to be for a lot of people.
Unanimously?
Yeah.
You think that there are some people out there that will say not creepy?
I would like to hear somebody's take if they say not creepy. Like, I want to hear a grounded reason why you don't think it's creepy.
And the grounded reason without you assuming that they are a creep themselves.
Yes.
Okay.
Because this is going to be hard. The
Yes, it
story is about a 65-year-old millionaire.
Yeah.
He was a former mayor in Brazil. Hassam Hussein Dahani is his name. And he's just gotten married. So congratulations to him. You did it,
All
sir.
right.
You did it. Congratulations.
Mazel tov.
Here is him and his beautiful wife. You can see the photograph of him here with his lovely wife.
Okay.
He is 65. She is 16 years old.
Okay.
16.
I'm going to go with
old.
creepy.
She's still going to high school. And she's married to a 65-year-old Brazilian millionaire.
Let me guess how they met.
Does it say?
He's known her since she was 2.
There's some very surprising information here, though. Very, very, very surprising. It says, in another bizarre twist, Mr. Dahani had given 2 of his bride's relatives top jobs on his staff days before they got married.
Hey, one in the family.
This is his... How many times do you think this guy's been married?
Ooh, I'll go with 5.
5 for
I'm gonna go
Sabrina.
5, yeah.
What do you think, C-Lane?
6.
6 for C-Lane. You went a little under. This is the 7th time.
All right.
Been married.
8th time's the charm.
God almighty. Here's something crazy to think
How
about.
old were his other wives?
Well, here's one thing that makes this seem really, really, really bad. He was married for the first time in 1980. That was the first time he ever got married.
So her parents weren't even considering having that baby yet.
His new wife wouldn't be born for 27 more years.
Good God.
That's a little weird.
So strange.
What are you going to do in this relationship? My God, she's 16
She's
years
gonna
old.
live it up.
There's places in the U.S., I think, where you could still do that.
Yeah.
I think
Red
where you
flag
could-
much?
I think with parental consent.
Yeah, I think you have to have like your parents to get in on it. But like 16 years old, man. There's certain ages where
That ain't right.
like there's not a huge difference between somebody who's like 21, 22, or 23, right? Like those are all, you're pretty much the same in those ages right there.
Did you see how long she had been 16 when they got married?
No.
4 days.
Oh my God.
It was 4 days after her birthday.
And then still dated prior to.
Yeah, they had to meet before that. That's a lot right there.
So, no, there aren't big differences. And you have like these comparisons often. I think it was a rapper who just went viral. She's 20, dating a 27-year-old.
Okay.
And they're like, y'all don't have a problem if it's a 30-year-old dating a 37-year-old. And then you have stuff like this where it's vastly different and should not be compared to.
Well,
the oldest I think had been between, I was 14 years younger than somebody.
Okay. That's a pretty big difference.
I was 14 and they were.
Wait, no.
No, I'm kidding.
We're 28.
Just want to make sure you're paying attention.
No,
I was 23 and they were
37?
Yeah.
So that is not that crazy to me. That is not that weird.
I still was the adult in the relationship.
Sometimes it could just work out and you could find something that works, maybe just for a short period of time, maybe for a longer period of time, whatever. I know somebody who is married to a man who is 20-something years older than her.
Same.
And it works. They've been married for a very long time. It seems to work out for him.
This gal, and I went to college with her, and she loved older men.
Yeah?
Like, it was a thing. We would be at the bar, and it's like frat boy night, but if someone's grandpa walks in...
But where are their dads at?
She was, like, attracted to this older person, and now has a kid with her AARP husband.
That's strange. It's such a big gap. For me...
The weird part about this couple, she does not look 16.
No, she looks a little older for her age.
Okay, guys, come on.
Well, she
doesn't look 16.
I would have guessed
Pull
that
up
she
another picture of her then.
I am.
I haven't seen any other ones.
I'm on the Daily Mail article. And,
Daily Mary.
She looks like somebody who's still way too young for this guy.
Send me that link if you can.
In her 20s.
All right. How much makeup is she wearing?
A little bit. She got lipstick on and some makeup in the photo that I'm looking at. I would say she's like above 18. If I glanced at her, I would probably say that. Again, I'm not in person, so sometimes you could look at the person in person and you're like, oh, you're actually really tiny, and they look a lot younger. But she doesn't look certainly like she was just 15. All right, let me bring this up, the article that C-Lane's sending over, because this guy's getting press all over the place because this being so damn strange. They said the mayor came under fire for naming his teenage wife's mother as the city's secretary of, hang on, pop-up's crazy.
Tourism and something, I think.
I'll have it in a second here.
Which means he had to fire 2 people to put people in those positions.
Yeah, they had to get rid of some people to work these people into jobs for his government. Okay, yeah, you're right. She looks definitely older than 18, at least the photos that they're showing. In this photo right here, that doesn't look like a 15 or 16-year-old girl.
But also looks like she's with her grandpa.
Yeah, oh my, he looks old. There's no saving him. He just looks like an old-ass dude with her.
That's the lady that lost her job.
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, she's probably pissed.
Just because she looks older, and that has a lot to do with what she's wearing, does not take away from the fact that she just turned 16. I'm not saying you guys are taking away from it.
I didn't say it made it
those
okay.
Pictures.
It just, when Sean was teasing this and he said it was going to be creepy, I could kind of see the thumbnail and go, what's going to be creepy about this? Are they related?
Well, the thing that I always think about when you have a situation like this is a big ass gap. He's 65. She literally just turned 16 and they're married. Imagine them walking into the mall. What are people going to think? Are they going to be like...
They're not walking into a bar.
They're not going to think they're a couple. They're going to think that's her, and they're not even going to say, and her dad.
No, grandpa.
They're going to think that's her and her grandpa. And then somebody's going to look over and see these two making out and go, oh, my God.
But, if they're in love.
The way I view it, I think 18 is an important age to cut the line off at. If you're 18 and you want to be in a relationship with anybody, whatever age it is, I think you should be able to. That's fine. I don't care. But that still doesn't mean that it doesn't look weird as hell sometimes.
For the other person.
This looks weird as hell. Like, I can see why he's probably, winning out in this relationship because he's with a much younger woman, much, 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 much younger.
I don't know how much winning that is, man.
I guess she's getting the money that he has because he's a millionaire. Oh, God. I couldn't see myself going through that, but to each their own. There's somebody chasing after me in the tease game. You know, I've been crowned the king of the tease in radio. They've said I'm the best of the best.
Oh, you do love making announcements of announcements.
There have never been anybody better at teasing stuff on the radio. Number one with a bullet. But somebody who's coming after my belt, the World Championship teasing belt, is the guy who is now replacing, I guess, I don't know, filling in for Tucker Carlson after he had a separation with Fox News. I don't know what's going on over there. But listen to Brian Kilmeade's tease when he goes to break on this Fox News.
His name is Brian Kilmeade?
No. Brian Kilmeade.
Oh, okay.
Meade is his last name. Close, though.
Concerned about it, and it all kind of went away.
All right. They have the best name of any fly. And they're scary. And I could see a spin-off series.
They are scary.
All right. Good news, bad news, and in between. You know everything. We thought when you're an animal expert, we didn't
Here
know
comes
you
the
could handle
tease.
insects, and that was wrong, Forrest.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Go get him. We have more in just a moment. The music's going to get louder. Graphics are going to come in, and I'm going to say something when I come back.
I'm sorry, Sean.
That's his tease.
I'm sorry, Sean, but that is fantastic.
The
He
music's
wins.
gonna get
He gets
louder?
points.
That sounds to me like
When I
whoever
hosted
was
the show?
whoever was supposed to be advancing his teleprompter was not.
Yeah, like it might have been frozen on him.
We have more in just a moment. The music's going to get louder. Graphics are going to come in, and I'm going to say something when I come back.
There you
Okay,
go.
I kind of love it.
Be right back.
Kind of love it.
Let's go to some of you. Your dispatches are just sitting here, just withering away. Can't have that. Let's go over to your comments. Here is Herbert420 talking about the monkey frog situation.
Hey, Sean, C-Lane, Sabrina.
Hey.
What I think would be cool is watching Trump doing a Cambo cleanse during the debates. In other words, cover him with monkey frogs while he's debating everybody.
Oh, I don't know if they're going to sign up for that.
That would be wild.
No, I'm not sure that's going to work out, but we'll see. Here's Steve talking about Abu Dhabi.
Hey, Sean and junkies.
Hey.
What is the difference between the people in Dubai and the people in Abu Dhabi?
Oh, God, I've heard this before. I forgot it,
The
though.
people in Dubai do not like the Flintstones, and the people in Abu Dhabi do.
Jabba
Thank you.
dabba do. Okay. Well,
He should have said, the people in Abu Dhabi do.
He didn't even put the inflection
If you would have
on.
put the inflection, you might have got a slight chuckle or just a brisk exhale.
there are some people who heard that and they're like, now I got to send my dispatch with a terrible joke.
Oh, we don't.
Before the end of the show.
We don't have too much time left for those, though.
Here are the loud
Thankfully.
music and graphics coming up.
Eric on YouTube says, my dad used to take my wife out to lunch when I was at work. And did they ever get looks? And after she had our first kid and they went out to lunch, the stories. Yeah, in that case, at least you know that they're not together. I mean, hopefully, in your case, they're not together. Unless they had some secret thing going on behind your back.
I mean, there are a few states in the U.S. where she could now drink with her husband.
Oh, really? If you're 16 and you get married, you could
Yeah,
start
but
drinking?
it's like, isn't that like Utah? Like, and there's been
One of them's
a
Ohio.
lot of pushback for it and people trying to change that because it's coming from a very old law, which it was essentially arranged marriages without calling it arranged marriages.
I don't
with
think-
16-year-olds that did not want to be married to a 60-year-old.
I mean, I don't know if they're trying to change that law or not. I was just talking about the drinking part of it.
It's in Ohio?
Yeah, in Ohio. It's mostly states where you can drink under parental supervision.
Yeah.
It's also spouse supervision.
That's
So
weird.
if you're if you are somebody who is 21 and you marry an 18-year-old, they can drink with you.
All of a sudden, like a young kid, 18, 17, whatever, drinking beers, mixed drinks. That's weird, man. I guess it's all how we look at things, but I mean, some things you got to draw a line in the sand and say, this just doesn't make sense. Here's Meathead Pie with the dispatch. Hello?
Hey guys, they always
Sounds great, sir.
French accents fly too.
Sounds perfect on our end.
By the way, why's French bread?
How does that even happen? It's like through a walkie-talkie and then he recorded it on his phone.
This is like the first recording ever in the history of recordings. When
Well,
you hear
proud
that
of
stuff,
you.
they're like, this is the only surviving recording from the 1800s.
Oh, the humanity.
We go, Meathead Pie sent a dispatch.
Why is French bread so long?
Why is French bread so long?
I don't even want to hear the rest of it, Sean.
I mean, we've come this far.
Yeah, I want to
Did
know
we?
why French bread
We
is
could
so
barely hear it.
What if it's hilarious? What if it's the greatest joke we've ever heard in our lives?
All right, why is what?
Why is French bread so long?
Because you can't bag it. You
might be onto something.
Makes it hard for them to bag it?
Oh, that might be it. Here we go.
So they can dip it in the sewer.
Well, that is not the direction I expected him to go.
Was it worth it?
There we go.
Was it worth it?
1800s dispatch.
Over and out.
That was really, really great quality, sir. Okay, let's get this in real quick because this is wild, but it's an absolutely true story that's unfolding right now. Authorities are searching a rural Oklahoma property, for 2 missing teenagers. So they go onto this property. They believe maybe they might be able to find these 2 missing teenagers at this rural place in Oklahoma. They didn't find the 2 missing teenagers. They found the bodies of 7 different people.
Oh, my God.
Including the 2 teens and a convicted sex offender who was sought along with them. Okmulgee County Sheriff Eddie Rice said the medical examiner will have to confirm the identities of the victim, but we believe we have found the persons. He said Monday the bodies were believed to include those of 14-year-old Ivy Webster and 16-year-old Brittany Brewer. And that's just 3 of them with the guy that they had with them. And there's 4 more bodies that they found on this site.
Are they like in several states of decay? Like this person was murdering 5-10 years ago, or everyone's been murdered within the year?
I don't know. They don't know yet the identities of the other 2, but it always makes me think like it just around you all the time. There's got to be
murders.
Well, there's got to be times that we've been close to a dead body and maybe we didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Out
The
in the woods
Everglades,
somewhere.
baby.
Oh, the Everglades is just covered with dead bodies, I bet. There's tons of people probably hidden out there. Okay, quick break. When we come back,
segue.
I want to tell you about that person that was just trying to get to work and then all hell broke loose. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
We know you're spending some of your work time on Facebook. Like our page at Real Radio 1041, and we'll keep your secret. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
If I-4 is a part of your travels this afternoon, you can expect delays heading eastbound between State Road 536 and State Road 535. There's delays on I-4 westbound between the Beach Line and before State Road 535. Authorities are clearing up an accident blocking the right lane on the Beach Line heading westbound before Narcoossee Road exit 13. And the left turn lane is blocked due to an accident on Orange Blossom Trail heading northbound at Oak Ridge Road. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
Spring has sprung and it's full tilt boogie time. At GiveMeTheVin.com, I'm overpaying for cars because I think they're going to go up even higher from where they are right now. We'll pay off your payoff. We'll pick your stuff up. We'll quote you quick and easy at GiveMeTheVin.com. America's best car buyer. Go there right now, and if I don't beat a CarMax offer, I'll send you a check for $100.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
At Spectrum Business, we believe small businesses, like yours, are the backbone of our economy and the heart of every community. That's why we provide the best value for internet, mobile, business phone, and TV to keep small businesses connected with their customers. To celebrate National Small Business Week, we're offering savings of up to $350 to meet all the connectivity needs of your business. Learn more at spectrum.com/business. Spectrum Business. No nonsense, just business. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Are you concerned about the health of your heart or worried about the risk of cancer? Of course you are. I am too. That's why I want to introduce you guys to Life Imaging FLA. I cannot wait to get my preventive care scan. Only takes about 10 minutes and it can save your life. Non-invasive, you stay fully clothed while they detect any potential health issues. And the best part, scan valued at $6.99, but right now you can get it for free. At Life Imaging FLA, they understand the importance of early detection. It can truly save lives. lives, and that's why they offer this scan to you with just a few minimum requirements. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now to protect your health and well-being. And women, did you know heart disease is the #1 killer of women right here in the U.S.? Traditional medicine is reactive. Life Imaging FLA believes in proactive prevention. Call Life Imaging FLA now for your free heart scan. From your cell phone, call pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Just say the keyword free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Just come out, just come out. The man when you're in trouble, car accidents, slips and falls, he's the only one that you should call. Just come out when you're injured on the go.
Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today, CoolToday.com.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and head-banging musicians, that guy who helped you change your spare, and rock star nurses. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K every single day. Fueled by Circle K.
O'Reilly. Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the best Superstart battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Manar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring Sonic and Sonic branding, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on your pet's favorite brands like Blue Buffalo, Iams, Wholehearted, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of vaccinations, flea, tick, and heartworm prevention, and more. Don't forget, your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Real Radio 104.1.
Laptop is getting real finicky over here. Doesn't like me. Is what's happening. It's served for so many years. Dutifully served through this show.
I thought you were putting it to pasture because you texted me the other day and you were like, hey, what's the name of that other software? And I was like, oh, is he doing it?
Yeah, I will eventually. We got some really old software that plays all the sounds, and it's brilliant, but they just abandoned it.
Yeah.
They were like, we built this great program that's perfect for radio, and you could play all kinds of sounds off
Yeah,
of it.
but it was too soon before its time.
It was. And now for like probably 5 years, it's been just sitting there falling apart.
That's why nothing goes on this laptop but that program.
Yeah.
And one of these, I haven't even updated the software since 2018.
Well, you can. It'll break everything. You already got enough problems.
So what are you going to go with?
I'm going to go with, there's
Is
a
it-
couple good ones out
Oh,
there.
you don't
that-
want to say it to the people?
No, I
Will you
forgot
tell
the
me
name.
about it?
Amoeba or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was called, but there's one that's really good that works. But
It's just
sorry.
that this one, like, I don't know, they did a
It's
lot
the
of the things
best.
right, and then now it's just kind of like, well, we're not doing that anymore.
Right, we quit. We're moving on.
I even tried to reach out to them a couple years ago, and they're like, the website's not even up.
No.
It's like 404 error search.
And also, if you there's no, because they must have done this over the internet, or maybe there was just a time limit on how long they thought these licenses would last for the
Mhm.
software. If you tried to install the software now on a fresh install of an older operating system,
yeah,
it won't work with the serial number and like the,
Oh,
the
so
stuff
it's-
for us.
Jesus.
So like it's definitely not useful.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out very, very soon, I'm sure. All right, a couple of things I want to work in here. Here's something about the writer's strike that's going on. And some of the questions people have is like, why right now is the Writers Guild striking? How is that going to impact me? Talked earlier in the show about how all the late night shows are going to be off air for a while until they figure this out.
What am I going to say during the boob tube?
SNL is in limbo. They don't know exactly what they're going to do with this Saturday's episode. Last I checked.
Oh man! And
They
some
should
of the
be in rehearsals, though, now.
right now they would have already been in rehearsals. Yeah.
yeah, but some of the SNL like super fans were like, "Oh gosh, Pete Davidson's hosting. Does that mean he's really going to stay for a whole episode this time?" And now he might not.
Right. Okay, here's the latest on that. It says, now that the Writers Guild of America is on strike, it's increasingly likely that Saturday Night Live may see its current season cut short. Effective midnight last night, they said they were ordering their members to cease writing, effectively bringing Hollywood to a close, blah, blah, blah. They said the new report from Deadline says there's a number of possibilities for Saturday Night Live, and a decision as to whether or not it will continue in light of the strike has yet to be made. We have to think about our crew, too. I absolutely support the writers and want the writers to get what they deserve and need, but I don't want our crew to be out of work. We can't make this art without each other. One anonymous SNL star told the trade. So
Okay, so why not just avoid the strike and give them the money that they deserve?
I don't know.
Like, who's fighting back on that?
Well, here's some of the things that they're arguing, all right? This is from an article about this today from Vanity Fair. It says the collateral damage was no joke. The networks used to employ tons of people just to create and shoot pilots for a zillion shows that never saw the light of day. And if a broadcast show did make it into America's living rooms, it'd have at least 20 episodes every season, which meant people had steady employment on a single series all year. Actors, writers, and directors would also get residual checks every time an episode was rerun, the way songwriters get royalties. For some TV creatives, it would have been a big impact on their bottom line if their show was sold into syndication. Yeah, that's big money. Once you hit that number, they want you to get to 100 episodes. And if you get the syndication monies, that could be big for you. Back to the article. People in the industry love to trash network TV as timid and formulaic, but it didn't just bring many of them to the dance. It bought them second homes in Ojai, wherever that is. That's where rich people go so much so
Ojai.
that I don't know what Ohio is. Or I know what Ohio is, but
Guys,
not
never
Ojai.
heard of Ohio?
The streaming
Calls
was
himself the news junkie.
They said streaming was a sea change. Transparency about viewership disappeared. That's true. Like before, you would know how many people watched your TV show. Why do you need to know that? Well, when you're negotiating with the network, you go, here's how many viewers are turning into the show that we're making. This is valuable to you, so I think I'm worth this much money. But that's not happening now. Sometimes the people who create the shows don't even know how many people watch them on Netflix. That's kind of crazy. Pilots were gone, TV seasons were drastically shorter, and workers on all levels had to patch together gigs to make what they used to make on one show. Everybody relying on substantial residual or syndication checks was largely out of luck. What does the word rerun even mean now? Right? Because like if you have a show on Netflix, what is a rerun? It's just somebody's watched the show and they're watching it again.
True.
There's no such thing as that. It's just all on demand always. They said streamers are making the same product, but they changed the delivery system, so they barely have to pay anybody any residuals, says a showrunner. I make way more from residuals from doing a network show that I worked on many years ago than I do on anything that I've done on a streamer. It's only because of the broadcast checks that he can laugh about the time a streamer sent him one for a penny, he says. So that's like some of the stuff they're dealing with. There's been such a massive sea change in the industry that it's no longer about linear television, and the system is now changed over to the on-demand side, like Netflix.
It reminds me of the argument with the music streaming services. And it wasn't, you didn't see much change, or at least hear about it, until Taylor Swift said something about it.
Right.
And it was people who were getting millions of listens on your Spotify's and getting a check for 50 cents.
Yeah, you get like a fraction of a cent each time this stuff is played there. And this is something that these folks are trying to fight for, I guess.
And then it makes, like, mainstream news, everything's at a standstill with the entertainment. And then it becomes just a little bit less of an argument when it comes to minimum wage and people trying to feed their families.
I want to know more about what they're demanding. Like, is it outlandish what they're demanding, or is it fair? I haven't seen the actual demand, so I'm going to look into that later. Ojai is how you say it, maybe? It's a city in California.
Ojai.
Just for the record. Ojai. It's northwest of L.A., set in a valley in the Topa Mountains.
Topa.
It's beautiful there, I hear.
I've never heard of the Topas.
I haven't either. This is the first I've heard of Ojai. This is an interesting pairing here. They said AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Right?
Trigger warning.
She just teamed up with Matt Gaetz. So
what? Get out of here.
She's way far on the left and he's way far on the right, and they're working together on something. They have just introduced a bill to ban Congress members from owning or trading stocks. So
there was a lot with that. Who was the guy who just got in trouble, or at least made headlines? I don't know if he's in trouble for it, but was clearly aware because he had a big toe in some sort of stock that tanked. It was Facebook or like Meta related.
Was it?
Yeah, I thought so.
They always say this stuff, and I'm down for this. I'm down for Congress members to not be able to own or trade stocks that they can have a direct impact on. The problem would be if you don't ban their wives and husbands from doing it, what have you accomplished?
Nothing.
And I'm not sure that you could do that. I'm not sure that you could.
Yeah, it would be like banning you from having money or buying something.
I mean, I'm trying to think of something comparable. Like, we can't participate in radio contests because we work for iHeart.
Right.
And also, terms and conditions would not allow anyone that we are married or in relationships with to
win those contests. Yes, I think, or participate in like rating surveys.
But you don't have a right to be in a radio contest.
No, you don't. And overall, you would have a right to have at least access to the marketplace to trade stocks, I think, or it would seem that way. That'll be interesting to see what happens there. And real quick, before we take a break here, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's kind of cool. This is the newest roller coaster that's going to be at SeaWorld.
Oh, I've seen pictures of it. It's really cool.
Let me turn it down a little bit. It says our newest coaster. Look how you ride this thing. Check this out. Ready?
Stand up.
It's like a giant surfboard.
So that's the new thing, huh?
Yeah, where you're standing up.
Or like Tron is you're on a bike, right?
That
and
one
then
looks
get
cool.
Strapped in.
I still haven't done that, but that looks really cool.
I think if I have to stand to ride this roller coaster, I should be able to sit my way through the line.
Yeah, please. Otherwise,
that's a good point.
I get no. Where's my break?
Yeah.
I'm fighting for a break here. Yeah, you stand up and it's like you're surfing. 110 feet tall.
I feel like uncomfortable.
Yeah, I've never.
Sean, you don't think that you would freak out on that?
I'm
standing
trying to
up?
picture it. I've never been on a ride anything like that. I've never been on a roller coaster where I was standing up.
Because that G-force is going to be different.
I think the closest you've come to it would be probably riding the roller coasters that are inverted.
Yes, but like, here's what I'm picturing. That like, it goes up to the top of the roller coaster.
Yeah.
And then
I feel
the
anxious
moment
right now.
where you drop down, but you're not able to kind of hold on to the harness and you're like sitting down, you're standing up.
You're still holding onto a harness.
I know, but it seems like that might be a different sensation, at least a little bit. I would try it, I guess. Okay, quick break. When we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I'm going to wrap everything up for a Share of the Show Tuesday. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
I've never even seen cocaine. I don't even know what it looks like. I just know it's powdery. I've never
Dad,
seen it.
Show them.
I'm like one of the. I got to be one of the only guys in this business that came through the '90s that never, ever even saw cocaine.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everyone, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the upper 80s. Mostly sunny skies will prevail, so do make sure you are staying hydrated due to the heat today. We are going to be seeing winds out of the west at 10 to about 20 miles per hour. Overnight lows tonight dipping into the low 60s, mostly clear, and those breezes do continue. Have a great rest of your day. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
You probably already know that Real Radio is giving you a chance to win $1,000 by putting $1,000 in your hand. But now we have a chance for you to earn $5,000. You know the deal with our national contest. We'll give you the keyword at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And all you have to do is enter it on our website at realradio.fm for your chance to win. With 13 chances every weekday, you have plenty of opportunities to win $1,000 in your hand. However, if you listen to Real Radio on our free iHeartRadio app, you can earn $5,000. Always remember, if you get the call, you need to answer your phone. That's right. The key to winning is picking up your phone when we call. So don't send us to voicemail. This contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Every morning, start your day getting caught up with West 2 News Sunrise.
I'm Meredith McDonough.
And I'm Jason Guy. Here for you with breaking news from around Central Florida.
We want to get back to that breaking news out of Orange County.
Giving you an accurate forecast to plan your day by.
We're also starting off with some cloud cover.
And steering you clear of the backups to make your commute a breeze.
Your travel times out the door are looking pretty good this morning.
Wake up knowing you're ready for today. With Jason, Mare, Kellyanne, and Megan. Wake up with West 2 News Sunrise. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Kelly's all new
Hello, Clarkson.
every weekday.
Let's do it, Kelly.
Give your day a little love. Oh my gosh. A little joy.
Happy puppy day.
A little laugh.
Well, I'm really hard of hearing. I can't hear that well.
You're going to fit right in on this show because I'm loud. Give your day a little Kelly.
It's this. This is her name. Oh, yeah.
Weekdays at 3 on West 2, followed by West 2 News at 4.
The biggest horse race of the year is here, and there's no better time to get in on the action with FanDuel Racing, because right now all customers can get a no-sweat derby bet up to $20. That means you'll get up to $20 back if your win bet doesn't win. The FanDuel Racing app is super easy to use, safe, and secure, and when you win, you get paid fast. So don't miss out. The Derby is coming up this Saturday. It's the most watched horse race in the world and the longest continuously running sports event in the country. Get in on the excitement and tradition of the Run for the Roses this Saturday. The FanDuel Racing app has all the horse racing action. Visit racing.fanduel.com/DerbyFL for your chance to get a no-sweat derby bet up to $20 on FanDuel Racing. That's racing.fanduel.com/DerbyFL. Age and residency restrictions apply. Offer valid on first Derby win wager. Refund issued in non-withdrawable racing site credit that expires on 6/12/23. Restrictions apply. See terms at racing.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
If you love Florida and you love fun, then might I suggest you pick up a rod and reel and go fishing? Because here in the Sunshine State, fishing, fun, and Florida just go together. And you know what else goes with fishing, fun, and Florida? I'll give you a hint. It starts with an L. That's right, a license. Getting your fishing license opens up a whole lot of fun and new memories, and it's never been easier to get one. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to order yours. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine. Casting your line in your local fishing hole, propping your feet up in that rental rowboat, and of course, catching the big one. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com, then plan your escape. Because fishing is a great way to connect with family, friends, and of course, nature. Your fishing license is just a few clicks away. Order yours today at fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com and enjoy all the fishing, fun, and Florida you deserve.
Listening to this station on your free iHeartRadio app could put $5,000 in your pocket.
No way, are you kidding me?
Open your app and search this station to be instantly qualified for the cash.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all the music, radio, and podcasts you love.
DQ presents The Sound of Summer Calling. Hey, it's me, Summer. You gotta get to DQ for the new Summer Blizzard menu, like new peanut butter puppy chow and the return of s'mores. Okay, see ya. Get it in the app. DQ. Happy tastes good.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
Final dispatches. Stories that didn't make the cut. And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Tuesday.
Good time.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. Don't forget, you can get the podcast if you missed any of the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. It's waiting for you right now. Real quick, before we wrap things up here, I guess this is some more AI that has been developed out there. They said this is multilingual voice cloning from 11 Labs.
It's the same one we were using.
Yeah, now they've made it so you could feed in your voice. So, like, you would feed it a C-Lane clip, and then you could have it read in any language.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, you could do it in Spanish or Italian or German or whatever. This is Joe Rogan. They used his voice to read an Athletic Greens ad in flawless Spanish. It's all generated by AI.
Este episodio es presentado por Athletic Greens, la bebida nutricional diaria, todo en uno para mejorar la salud y alcanzar un rendimiento
That's
óptimo.
crazy.
Es un fantástico suplemento de superalimentos que es una mezcla patentada de 75 vitaminas.
You know what's wild?
Dude, we could take our show.
Yeah.
They have
Yes.
all the audio. We give them the transcript of it. And then we could have the news junkie in bobbity boobity.
Imagine when they get it to the point where we can do that in real time. All right? So somebody who is a Spanish-speaking person goes to our show, and they're watching the show live or listening live on the radio, and they just hit like an HD2 channel or another channel, and there we are. We're doing this same show, but they're using the AI to change everything we're
God,
saying
that would be sick.
to in another language so you can speak to the whole world. That is awesome. That is really, really cool. And then we can have dispatches that when they do it in another language, translate it back to English via the whole thing, and we can talk to the world.
But we definitely can't do the offensive accents, we're doing before.
No, I mean, if the AI is really smart, then when we do the accents, it'll switch it to a different accent.
Yeah, it'll change it out to something safe in that particular
When we
area.
were talking about that, somebody texted in and it was when I had mentioned that video we watched of the kids in Japan or the guys in Japan being told to talk like an American or talk like a white person, and the funniest part, somebody texted out, it was like, oh yeah, the guy made his eyes really round and said, I'm going to use my credit card. And you're like, that is hilarious.
Fair enough. Let's go over here. Here is on the Final Dispatcher side of things, Kurt. He says, screw the writers. They stink anyways.
I'm so glad that I watch almost no network TV and pretty much watch old stuff on streaming services.
Cool guy.
Screw these new shows and their writers.
What was he going to say there? It sounded like he hit the brakes.
Oh, you said punks.
Punks out there. Here's Fat Timmy with the joke.
What did Cinderella say when she got to the ball?
I don't know.
She said,
Stupid. We're all 5 years old today. There's DWD.
Happy today, junkies. Savvy, you just nailed it. Since one bad joke came in, I got to add another bad joke.
No, please.
So, how do you circumcise a boy from Alabama?
All right. That's
No, come on. I want to know. I've never heard.
Kick his
sister in the chin
or something. It's terrible. Okay, let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. And here's what we got. A North Palm Beach man violently thrown by that tornado we were talking about yesterday has been hospitalized, according to his wife.
I would hope so.
They said her husband went out to the back patio to try to secure their furniture out there, and the wind ripped him right off the patio and threw him into like a big pile of debris out there. He got sucked up into the tornado. He is going to be okay, but he was brought to the hospital. And the Colorado Avalanche player, Andrew Cogliano, he got hurt during the game and then came back to play because he's tough. And then they said, whoa, he's out indefinitely now. Turns out he fractured his neck during the game and had gone back out there.
Did you hear about the other sports player?
No.
There we go. That got shot in the middle of a game.
Oh, I did see a headline about that.
Insane.
But like C-Lane, I didn't click it and read the rest
we
of the
didn't.
story.
Headlines all we
news.
need.
That's all I need. Just suck in those, you're good to go. Forget I said that part.
No, please grab it for tomorrow.
Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I Learned this show.
Bring it back.
Yes, that's right. The last writer's strike in 2008, you were correct, C-Lane, led the first season of Breaking Bad to be 2 episodes shorter. And it ended up keeping Hank Schrader, Dean Norris, alive. He was originally
Remember when I
planned
spoiled that for C-Line?
to be kicked off on the first season. But because of the writer's strike, they thought about it, and they kept him around as a character. And he was a pretty cool character, actually. Today I learned
He's dead.
Now he is, yes. Today I learned the deepest scuba dive of all time was 1,090 feet, set by Ahmed Gabr in 2014. It took him nearly a decade to properly prepare for the dive. While the descent took only 15 minutes, the ascent back to the surface took over 13 hours to accomplish.
What?
Finally, today I learned this guy.
Tom Petty.
That is right, Tom Petty indeed. Tom Petty announced he was going to take a short break halfway through his album Full Moon Fever to give vinyl and cassette listeners a chance to turn over the record or tape. Unfortunately, they only put this on the CD version of the album. And when he says flip it over for the rest of the album, doesn't really make sense. Thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. In West Palm Beach, it's the Greek Zone. In Orlando, it's the Jim Colbert Show. It's all on the way.